All right, Big Bang. Today's Tuesday. It is May 27th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Snake Draft Tuesday. We're joined by Dana and Max in studio. What's up, boys? Max, how we doing?
Feel great. I think this is the second time on here. I'm ready to fight.
Yeah,
I'm ready to get in and fight.
Last time was we were at camp.
Yeah, camp.
That's right. We were chopping up camp. Dana, what's up?
Nothing much. This is a draft that I think I'm gonna just lose.
You love the topic.
I
though.
do.
I liked it right off the rip.
A lot of mine are very personal.
That's fine. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's fun.
mine are. Some of them are too.
Everybody loved the topic.
I love it.
Until I started thinking about it, I'm like, man, I don't think anything really deserves any respect.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where you have a bunch, but you really got to scratch your brain.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm not the first pick, and then someone takes something, and then like all of a sudden it just like empties out.
Which I think can happen.
I
Right.
think it can happen too.
It is kind of vaguely similar to a draft we've done before.
What, underrated?
Yeah.
This is
but
a little bit different to me.
I do think it's a little different
I think
too.
it
That's
is,
why I was
too.
like, all right, gets the clearance. Max, you feel good about your list?
Yeah, no, I have a nice mix of things that I think will play nationally, and I have a couple that are close to my heart that I'm very passionate about.
Good. That's what we need. I also want to say, like you suck if you're just like the troops or we all fucking respect that. That's like we are all on the same page in this room.
Most troops. There can be troops that do not deserve respect.
All
right, well,
that's where
that-
the contention was going to come from.
Oh, you look like
You
got
just-
picks like that.
You
I
just
do have
automatically
Oh,
assume because he's a troop that he's a good human, because that's not the
Talking to
case.
me?
Yeah.
I'm not getting in this battle against the
not in- I'm
troops.
not-
I'm not going to die on that hill.
Yeah,
I respect the truth.
I respect the troops.
For the
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but that's like, do they deserve more respect?
But I think if you talk about how much more that like this is things
They get a lot of respect.
This is where things, if someone says a pick and it's like, let's think about that for a second. They actually do deserve more respect. That's already so out there. Like there are so many. You understand what I'm saying when I said that, right?
I understand
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
the
see.
pander
He's
pick.
nervous.
It's the
Yeah,
pander pick.
exactly. Yeah.
We're trying to.
I got a lot of pander picks on.
Yeah.
Captain Obvious picks too. Like that's yes. All right, we could just get into it though. All right, Chief. Lance has Max. Lance has 1 through 5 behind his back. What is it?
2.
No.
Dana.
3.
Correct.
Ooh.
Go first, you pussy.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, I'll go first.
All right.
Oh, damn.
I don't want to go first, but I'll do it.
1 through 4, Chief.
4.
No.
Dave.
2.
No.
I was about to say 5.
1.
Yeah, 1.
I'll go third.
You pussy.
Why?
I don't know.
I feel like this is
I
gonna be
wanted
a
to go
draft
third.
that, like, there's not going to be a ton of overlap.
No, there's not.
Like it.
I got like 7 things written down.
Yeah, I only have a
Yeah.
couple things because I don't think that they're going to get taken.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a.
And I'm avoiding the chalky.
It's so broad.
Yeah. 1 through 3, Max.
3.
Yep.
2, 4, or 5.
I'll go last.
1 or 2, Chief.
2.
No.
1.
You want 2 or 4?
I'll go 4.
You called me a pussy for not taking 2, and then you did precisely that.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I wanted 3. That's why I called you a pussy. You could have taken 4. I would have still called you a pussy.
All right, let's do it. Things that deserve more respect draft.
Now I'm
Beers.
fucking struggling.
You're up. Right, that was your list, really? Like
Not troops, but I was
teachers and.
I had bits.
Yeah. All right, everybody, before we get going here, I do want to talk about our friends at Game Time. NHL playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to puck drop. You can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. I was looking at tickets to the Panthers Hurricane series because Carolina, they finally grabbed a game, so they play tomorrow night. And you can get in the door as low as $117. So Hurricane fans, if you're listening, go grab that ticket. You know, try to make this a series. Make it 3-2 and chip away the best as you can. So that is tomorrow's game. Like I said, in Carolina, as low as $117. If you want to see your Hurricanes play the Panthers, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go grab those tickets now. And one more time, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time, NHL playoff tickets especially. So download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time.
All right. This one is, I don't know. It's not 1-1, but it is 1-1 to me. Bus drivers, specifically city bus drivers.
No,
Dude, think
Fuck
about
them.
Have you seen? No. I'm not talking about them as people. I'm talking about their profession and what they have to perform in that bus. They don't get any respect for having to make those fucking turns in.
and they don't respect the other cars on the street.
I care about them and how they feel about me. I'm talking about the maneuvers they make on the road. They don't get nearly enough respect for what they do. It's one of the most impressive athletic feats in the world.
Okay, in that driving like a semi truck or a bus or big things, if you can do that
In a tight city street.
I think this is a great pick.
Thank you.
I have
okay.
something eerily similar on my board.
Okay.
I think you would be an asshole too if you were on the road as
Yes.
much as they are. I think it changes you as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
Like anyone, I don't think anyone's going to take cab drivers, but
I'm
the
talking.
amount
like-
of dumbass drivers they deal with in their 10-hour shift, however they're driving, has to be absurd.
And it's like they're not going to wave you in. They legitimately have a place to get to on time.
Yeah,
So it's not like they can just be nice and like they have to do it.
yeah.
So it's like their job requires them to be kind of an asshole on the road. It's
Totally.
not- they
I
don't choose
instantly hated the pick, but after being sold, I am
gotta-
sold. It is a bit like
You
it
have
is
to separate the art from the artist.
because I fucking hate those
You
people.
got to separate the art from the
And-
artist. And sometimes you get a nice old fashioned.
Do you think bus drivers are that mean?
That's usually mean?
They're in because of what they have to deal with. I hate how they drive in Chicago. They are dangerous. They'll merge in front of traffic when
Dave,
they, after
you intentionally roll
That's-
stop signs for a laughs.
but I don't do that in a dangerous manner, and I have forgot about that. I'm gonna start doing that again. I don't drive often anymore because I walk to work. However, if you're in the left lane and a bus is they will fucking cut you off and you'll have to slam them. They don't care about you, and it's infuriating. That's
they
why
have to be. No one wants to let them in.
They got to make moves.
Yes.
They have to deal with too much shit on the bus. That
yeah.
the focus on making the move and dealing with the crackhead behind you. That's like
It's
Okay.
incredible.
that's like
athletic.
going up to everybody with his pants down is like one of. I can't multitask on my phone and a game at the same time. How is this guy multitasking on like making sure that no one's dying behind you or killing the people in front of you?
I take back
Thank you,
my
Max.
disgust. It's
I-
a good
Thank
pick.
you, Max.
I won't even
Yeah.
get on the bus
No, I won't.
because of how chaotic it is.
I have a buddy from home. Shout out to Rob Jones. Me and him, whenever we're together, we just talk about how amazed we are by bus drivers and what they're able to do with the physical bus. I'm not talking about when you see on the graphic and it says bus drivers. I don't have respect for a lot of them because they hate me and they hate everyone that they're driving. But I have respect for the maneuvers they make.
The only argument to make against that is, at least in Chicago, mostly it's just a straight line.
It's supposed to be.
Have you ever seen them in New York City having a fucking? It's
Dude,
incredible.
even though it's a straight line, but when you have to merge back in.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I guess they just don't really give a shit. They just merge.
They just merge,
That's why I hate them. They just merge.
Yeah.
They
You know
don't
what?
look in the rear view. Or side mirrors. They're merging.
I have to stick up for. I have to beef my pickup a little bit. You know what? They do deserve more respect as people too for the shit they put up with on that bus.
Yeah.
That's a chosen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
chosen though.
I will say, when I lived on Chicago Avenue, there was like this little, what was that place called? Brothers and Sisters. You know the place I'm talking about? It's like a little bakery, and there was always this like old like VW bug van parked right in front. One day I was walking to the grocery store, and this bus just absolutely smoked the side of this VW bug van, and like the side view mirror went flying off, big huge dent, scrape, and the bus just kept on going.
Yep.
Did not
Sure
give a
did.
shit. Didn't even think of leaving.
Well, they're definitely going to get caught at some point. Like they,
Yeah,
I
that
assume there's some
driver
protocol
lost
where it's
his-
like
I'm just saying that I laughed.
radio in. Yeah, I
Yeah.
fucking smoked a bug on Chicago.
Yeah.
and take care of it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's a good pick. I have something very similar.
I You sold me. I off the rip hated it, and it's
I don't know if it's
good.
1-1, but it's
Yeah, I don't know if
it's
it's-
I don't think there is a 1-1
Yeah, I
in
don't
this
think
draft.
there
This
is
is
either.
all things that like are going to be. There's going to be things that I will pick that look bad on a graphic because everyone hates this thing. It's not meant to be for the masses.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Chief, you're up.
I'm going to take women. Look at some people don't even know how to talk to women without sounding like a patronizing dickhead. That's what I've been told.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
women,
saw something about that.
I think I saw something about that too, but that was like my gimmicky pick.
I
think women deserve more respect. They make human beings.
don't love the gimmicks.
Yeah. All right.
Love the gimmicks.
Yeah. I saw it this morning because I was out at a show last night, and I'm just like, how can I bring up Kelly Keegs shitting on Dave? And I went with that.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
I don't care.
You no longer care?
No, I no longer care.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Now I couldn't get. She's just sounded like an idiot.
I don't know what happened.
Dave had to mansplain what a speedometer was to our therapist
saw
on
it.
Mood
Yeah.
Can't Sleep.
Okay,
and
okay, I saw
Kelly
that, I saw
Keegs,
that.
among others, found it very offensive. I obviously knew Dave was just joking.
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean,
funny.
take a joke.
Yeah.
You know. I guess that's lost in the year 2025, but yeah,
right.
yeah, women, I guess.
Yeah.
Bad blood dozen teams.
Good pick. Good pick.
I'm up. Listen, this has become a punchline, but when you're the OG, you were there first. And sure, there are better flavors that have evolved, but vanilla ice cream
Oh,
has been getting too much slander.
it gets slander?
Yeah, your vanilla is a punchline.
It is.
That's a good point.
You know?
Vanilla is my go-to ice cream.
Well, yeah.
It deserves more respect. It was
know,
the fucking OG.
It is like, to me, the most versatile ice cream.
Yeah,
Like you can put a little
Yes.
scoop of peanut butter in there. You want to put some M&Ms on there.
a la mode. It's got to be.
It mixes with
Yeah.
everything. This is a good pick.
A swirl, everything.
I think it gets. Yeah, I mean, to your point, like calling some vanilla is a derogatory
Mhm.
thing, but I think it gets.
Is it the
proper
OG?
Respect.
Is it the
Oh,
first?
it's
In my
got.
head,
It's
it's
got to
the
be.
OG.
It's got to be. It has to be.
You ever mess with a little vanilla bean?
I never understood what the difference was.
One of them's
Same.
a little more. One of them's a little. It's different.
It's
I
texture
think-
wise.
I think-
Texture wise, you gotta.
You can see the
it's
little
not like
dots
a
in
crunch,
there.
but you know that it's there.
There's something in there.
You know that
vanilla
it's
bean
there.
is better.
This could be 8 billion miles off, but I always thought vanilla was just vanilla flavored, and vanilla bean was saying like, "Hey, we used actual vanilla for it." Is that? I thought that's what the breakdown was.
I don't think I could tell the difference.
You could maybe in like a blind taste test,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
but
I
like
could look at it and see it.
I don't know. There's something about looking at it that it's more appealing, the vanilla bean, and I think there is like a little something there. I think I could figure.
Well,
it out.
that's
I
why
think we should run this experiment
Yeah.
next week.
I like that.
I think it's
'cause
more than branding. It's just like there's a little. It feels like a little creamier.
I think like Breyers has Breyers vanilla and then Breyers vanilla bean.
Haagen-Dazs
like that.
does too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's a different. At least to them, there's a difference.
Yeah. So okay. So
Breaking
I was
news,
actually
Max.
kind of right.
Breaking news, Max. The tush push will remain alive.
Ooh.
I wanted it to be gone
Why?
because I wanted everyone to like celebrate the tush push being gone, and then
You still-
we line up next year, run a QB sneak, and just fucking ram it down their face, and with the same success rate, and then everyone who was upset about it would just have to fucking eat their words, be like, I don't know, we just can't fucking stop them. I guess it's good for the team, but there was a sense of pride that I wanted it to be gone.
I think that's a good argument.
Maybe they'll just start doing that anyway.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So Dave was kind of right. Vanilla typically refers to vanilla extract, a liquid infusion of vanilla beans, while vanilla bean refers to the pod itself, the seed pods from the vanilla orchid.
So I was actually kind of right a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you were exactly right.
Yeah.
I was also like I didn't assume vanilla extract. I also assumed vanilla flavored, like fake shit. That was in my head. So vanilla extract's actually extracted from the vanilla.
I still want to do the taste test because I don't think I could tell.
I don't know if I could either.
Like
I
if
still-
I held 2D.
I still think vanilla extract is faker than the actual vanilla bean. Like, there's definitely more.
Yes.
So
I don't know how they extract the vanilla.
no, I don't know how any of that shit works.
Yeah,
I think it's
Doesn't make
it's
sense.
a
pressed.
ton of pressure. Yeah.
yeah,
I could be wrong there, too.
vanilla
Yeah,
ice
we-
cream deserves more respect. So That's it.
I like it, Ed.
Thanks, Dave.
I'm going to go with jockeys. Okay. Now, hear me out. They're 115 pounds, give or take a pound or two. They got to have absolutely fucking flawless diets. Their coordination and their body control and their core strength is absolutely unmatched. And they got to control these 1,000-pound animals going 40 miles an hour with mud and rain and dirt kicking in their face and make absolute split-second decisions. And it's an individual sport. If you fucking suck, you get weeded out. So when you see like these guys have been doing it for 25 years. They're the absolute best on earth at what they do. They need to get more respect in the athlete kingdom. They don't get near what they deserve because they're athletic freaks.
The horse gets all the credit.
Yeah,
horse gets
everyone
all the
talks
credit.
about the horse. No one talks about the man manning the horse.
And I feel like if we knew the jockeys more, it would be good for horse racing.
You know the big ones.
Yeah, but I feel like if there was more personality and there was more.
I mean, I know like Ortiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He had a good little rivalry, Smoke and Jay, for a minute.
he did.
Irad Ortiz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting to look at them like compared to NASCAR drivers. Like everyone knows every NASCAR driver, but nobody knows.
Right.
Like people think of the horse, not the jockey,
Mhm.
but everyone thinks of like the driver, even though they're kind of doing similar things.
Right.
Yeah.
Like everyone hates Joey Logano. If there was a jockey that
Right.
everyone hated, it would be better to root for or root against.
You ever
said
seen
horse.
Seabiscuit?
Great movie.
Oh,
Great movie.
Yeah.
But there's like one of the races. There's like this dickhead jockey who's like hitting.
Yeah.
He's hitting like the other horses and the other jockeys. Like maybe make it a little bit like American Gladiators back there.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Do you think it has anything to do with their dimensions?
Probably.
They don't get enough respect.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It's kind of fucked up.
But I mean,
isn't it?
they have to keep those dimensions. They're 5.5.
It's a personal issue.
5 feet tall. What do you mean? That I'm so short? I couldn't be. You know who could be a jockey if he put his mind to
Spider.
it? Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't get down to 115 pounds
I
if
feel like those guys gotta have like sneaky wiry strength.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be a awesome athlete.
Yeah.
While maintaining a 115 pound body. That's
They
like
should
crazy.
start recruiting like the high school wrestlers who are. in the
Yeah.
lower
Yeah,
weight
that's a
class.
good call. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a buddy. He wrestled 103 in high school, and this one old guy in the neighborhood would always come up to him and try to recruit him to be a jockey. And it's to the point he's like, "Get the fuck away from me!" Like that's so. Like he was offended by it.
Yeah,
But like,
I can see why.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what, boys? This will help Dave's case. I just looked up horse jockey salary: $17 to $26 an hour. We got to do better than that.
yeah. But
That's like if you're riding at like.
But still,
What are the harness?
Hawthorne.
What are the harness guys?
So
Are they the same weight restriction?
no, not nearly. You'll see fat guys in
Do the harness?
Yeah, with the harness racing. I don't do harness racing near as much as horse racing, but one of my best friends growing up lived across the street from Randall Meyer, who was at one point, I think he still might be the all-time leading earner at Arlington, and he lived in at the time a $500,000 house, and this is 20 years ago, so it's $1 million house now. So he was making very good money, probably $250,000 a year maybe. So you can make excellent money, obviously, but yeah, if you're just a day-to-day jockey, you're not making shit.
I like the pick, Dave. Good job,
good one, Dave.
Max.
I'm gonna go for picks that I think that people don't like. And I'm just gonna say that this is personally I went at this of like, what do most people disrespect and doesn't deserve that disrespect.
I like that.
Not that they are that no one thinks about them and they deserve respect. I'm going the opposite, and I'm starting off with Arby's. Arby's is a fantastic fast food establishment. And every meme on the internet talks about how do Arby's still exist? How do Arby's still exist? Curly fry, top 2 fry in the fast food game. It goes McDonald's, Arby's, 1-1, 1-2, best fry in the fast food game. A beef and cheddar with the horsey sauce is a delicious sandwich. All right? I understand it's not the Italian beef. It doesn't have the class of Portillo's. But driving across the country and you see an Arby's and you get a hankering for a beef and cheddar with a side of curly fries, that's a great meal. Not to mention the mozzarella sticks are elite. Arby's is a very good fast food establishment that people like to shit on for no reason.
Gross.
Why are you so mad?
Yeah.
Hey, Max.
It was a good rant.
It's an impassioned rant. I think the hating on it started with The
The
Simpsons.
Simpsons, yeah. The twins.
Simpsons used to like shit on Arby's.
Okay, I'm not. I'm not. a
I'm
Simpsons
so hungry
guy,
I
so
could
that-
eat at Arby's. They used to say it. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes
Oh,
sense.
it's fucked up.
Hey, Max, I took Arby's in the underrated draft.
Did you?
So
Oh, let's
I
go.
could not be more arm in arm with
Great.
you right now. I was in awe of your rant because it was perfect.
Never.
You
had
nailed it.
I've never
Arby's
had
is
Good.
legit.
I've never had it either.
Don't.
Never had it.
It's-
I would eat it. I've never had it.
It is good. But in your head, you think that it's bad because the amount of people that tell you that it's bad.
Yes. No,
It-
but
the disrespect that Arby's gets is disgusting.
it's legit good.
It's very good,
Yes.
and like there's Arby's people out there's Arby's stands out there that fight the fight that I also am trying to fight, that say that their extended menu is also delicious, like way better than
The
most.
sliders?
Yeah, like I've heard I've never had. I've heard the Reuben is very good.
Got a French dip on there.
Yeah, it's Dana.
Oh.
Dana, you would like Arby's.
I know.
Yeah,
I've never,
I'm
I
telling you, you
never
would
got
like
into.
Arby's.
I never got into roast beef as a human.
Isn't that a huge thing out?
Yeah,
It is, but it's the North Shore, Massachusetts. And I was South Shore. I never got
Okay.
into it.
Dana's low key a weird eater.
I am.
I like being on the road with him. He's from the fucking, that side of the country. He's from Cape Cod, and he doesn't like seafood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the taste of seafood.
That's
I,
like
I think that I don't think that has to be where you're from.
It's just
It's
kind
one of those
of how
things
I
I
was
like it,
raised. Like my dad never brought seafood home, so we never ate it.
Yeah.
like Jack McCarthy's from Wisconsin and he won't eat cheese.
Yeah,
Not
like it's like
allergic to
that.
cheese, but he won't eat it.
It's
Oh,
not
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
He's like that too.
It's crazy.
I hate cheese, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I
I
don't
put
know.
cheese on fucking
Cheese is the
everything.
best.
Yeah.
I put
Cheese
cheese
is the
on
best.
everything.
I like a cheeseburger. It's more like cheese on a cheese board or a cheese stick. I can't do. I can
Yeah.
do nacho cheese. It's just got to be melted.
There is a difference between melted and
Dude, there
not.
might not be a bigger gap between the same product as melted cheese and regular cheese. Like that, like melted cheese is always, always, always better.
Not all.
Yes, 100% of the time. Imagine a pizza with it's just not melted.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think someone has that style.
I have.
wanna try it.
You put a little fucking.
It's Pittsburgh, right?
top.
Doesn't
I think you're right.
yeah.
I think you're right.
But like,
But like a good cheese from like
Like-
France or Italy, I'm not melting
Still-
that.
I think if you made it a fondue, I think it would still be better.
Listen, I'm on the wedding diet, but this I might have to get this.
You
this
look good,
week.
by the way.
Thank you.
Dude,
This looks
great.
good.
This is great.
Dana, you'd like Arby's.
You would like Arby's.
What about like just the roast beef?
Go through the whole fucking menu.
I love that you're like I need to get eyes on what Max is saying. I just influenced you. That's what I just did.
The French dip. I think that's what's catching my fancy, and the beef and cheddar, obviously. But
Yeah, they don't have a
is it
ton
on
of
an
them.
onion?
How many
an
Arby's-
onion roll.
It's a nice like soft bun.
Yeah.
And then the Arby's sauce or the horsey sauce, both.
What's
very
horsey
good.
sauce?
It's like just like a horseradish sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have a ton of them in Chicago anymore. They like a lot of
Yeah.
them closed. But when I see them on the road, I'm like, oh.
If I'm like going on a road trip and I pass an Arby's, like there's times where I know that it's a bad call to say with your seatmates that are like, we should stop at Arby's. But if I was like by myself and I saw an Arby's, I'm gonna stop at the Arby's.
Yeah. Where were we driving? And I made a stop at Arby's.
Nashville.
Yeah.
You, me,
Yeah.
and Danny ate
Yeah.
at Arby's.
I love that there. I was hoping there was gonna be one other person on my
Yes.
side here.
I'm with
Yeah,
you, dude.
good.
Arby's rocks. It's awesome.
How many are there? It's like a huge chain, right?
There's a good amount. But
Yeah.
also, like, I will say, the Arby's slander is kind of funny at this point.
yeah.
Like, I remember when they bought Buffalo Wild Wings for like $3.1 billion. And, like, there was a big Twitter meme. It's like, where the fuck did Arby's get $3.1 billion from? You know,
Where did they get it
I'm
from?
not seeing-
And I
I'm
went-
not-
Cheddar beefs, apparently.
I didn't know that. They still own Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, this was probably like 5 years ago.
I
I don't know
remember
what
that
my
at all.
algorithm is. I'm not getting much Arby's slander.
Really?
I don't see
I've-
it.
There's big slant.
Yeah.
Arby's slant.
Really?
It's been around,
yeah.
like he said.
All
That
right.
Simpsons like kind of made it a thing.
So yeah,
20
probably
years
early
ago.
2000s.
Yeah.
Okay.
They bought it for $2.9 billion.
I'm fucking starving, dude.
I am too.
These fries look so good.
I'm actually
fries
starving
are
myself because I'm getting a new burger tonight that's supposed to be hot in the streets. I forget the name of the place though.
luck.
Max, you're up again.
This one, it's respected to people on the East Coast, but I want to bring it up to you guys nationally that don't experience it as much. The Jersey Shore is a great vacation destination, and the show has put together. The show is great. Everyone on the East Coast loves the show, The Jersey Shore, but has put together a thought process of what it's like to go to the Jersey Shore. And that is like such a small percentage of what the Jersey Shore is. It is like 80% of it is very, very nice and like very good homes that are very expensive and like class. Like Jersey Shore is much more classy than people give it credit for, and it deserves more respect as a destination than it is.
I went there once when I was 10. Lovely beach.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Long Island.
But because of the show, it is.
Yeah.
You hear Jersey Shore.
You think the DJ Pauly D blowout.
Yeah.
Dude, you just threw a hell of a 1-2 punch here.
Yeah.
Because even I went for the first time 3 summers ago when we had the house out there, and I didn't know what to expect. I just knew from the show. Clean. The beach was beautiful. Like, and we were like pretty much in Seaside, right?
You were in Seaside.
yeah.
You were in Seaside Heights.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like, I was like, you guys deserve a lot more. You deserve more respect. This is not what I expected.
Do you need a good amount of money to do it right?
I don't think so.
No.
That's also what's great. Like there are towns around the Jersey Shore that you like need a lot of money.
What was your
That
town?
are like the Hamptons kind of.
Yeah, there are some elite.
Yeah. So my town is Ocean City. So I do Southern Jersey Shore. It's like Philly Jersey Shore, but whatever. Ocean City, it's like a family town that like the houses are nice, but like it's not. There's like Avalon, Stone Harbor, which are
So
like
Avalon is fucking beautiful. If
Yeah.
you go down that way,
Oh.
Avalon, like Mays Landing, Cape May, absolutely. They have like the pink sand down there. It is beautiful. But Seaside Heights, my mom's from New Jersey. My grandparents live in Toms River right now, directly off the bridge you get from Toms River to Seaside Heights, or a 7-8 minute drive. So I grew up going to Seaside Heights, and everything you say is correct, but Seaside Heights is trash heaven.
correct, but the Jersey Shore
As
is
a
not just Seaside
I know
Heights.
that's just one
what,
little pocket of it.
But no
You will
matter
see
what, that's what I'm saying.
creatures there.
Correct.
Creatures.
That's why I said 80%.
Yes.
I said 80%. There's
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, but
It is very clean, but you see creatures there.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a week there every summer my entire life growing up. It is underrated. It's beautiful weather in the summer. I do hate beaches.
I'm going there this
personally.
weekend, so I'm so excited to go back to the shore this weekend.
Yeah, well, you guys rented bungalows or whatever growing up.
My parents still my like parents have a house in Ocean City. So
Yeah, my mom would talk about how her and like her high school friends would just rent bungalows. I hated that word.
I
Tell.
You've never heard it?
I don't really know. No, I don't know what that
Bungalows.
means.
It's just like little shore house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They have those. They call them that in Chicago too.
yeah.
Really?
The worker bungalow.
Yeah, the Chicago bungalows.
Yeah.
We got so many.
It's
in
like
Northwest.
all of Ukrainian Village, like the old Ukrainian Village houses.
I always
A
just picture
ton in
like
Jefferson
little
Park.
beach
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
What?
Remember Gale Street? They have the pictures
Yeah.
of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I stand corrected. Never mind.
There's a lot of bungalows here. White Sox Dave.
It is a weird word, Dave.
I am gonna go with so I got like bands, foods, blah blah blah. I'm gonna go with Tedeschi trucks. They're like so fucking good, and they need to be world famous good. Obviously, they're famous in like their own world, but they're not world famous.
I don't even know
If
what that
that-
is.
Tedeschi trucks. They're a band.
Oh, I thought
They're
it
a
was like
band.
food truck.
They don't get near.
You are hungry.
Dude, my whole list right now is food.
Hey, that's fine.
That's
Susan Tedeschi has one of the absolute best voices on earth, and she can play the guitar as good as anybody on earth. And her husband is of Allman Brothers descent, and also is considered like the greatest slide guitarist on earth right now. And it's just a shame to me all the shit fucking pop stars you see today that are selling out stadiums, and they struggle to sell out Chicago Theater.
No, they do not struggle to sell it out. They have
Like 5 days in a row, but
they're all sold out.
yeah, but they're not selling out Soldier Field or United Center is my point. Like they should be
Theoretically,
what?
they could do the
They-
United Center if they're selling out 5 days in a row at
They-
Chicago Theater.
It was a date issue.
They would not sell out the United
How many
Center
people fit
for-
in?
I know what you're saying, like 2,000,
Is that it? for
Chicago
I think it's
Theater?
more than that.
couple thousand.
I think it's more than that.
If they were selling out stadiums, Ryan, they'd be playing in stadiums
I didn't say stadium. Well,
that you just said.
I was when you said stadium, I was thinking Soldier.
3,600 seats.
Okay, 3,600
So
seats
times
4 or 5 or
5.
whatever, but that's a lot of repeat customers too, and they're
They
not
definitely
selling
do
that
all
out
state.
for one date. They are not. They would be there if they would.
Yeah, this year they're doing Northley Island.
Yes.
How many is Northley Island holding this summer?
10 maybe?
Allstate's 18.5. I think they could do Allstate.
I don't think they could.
But if you're getting repeat customers for Chicago Theater, then you would get.
But
repeat
okay,
customers.
we're getting away from the point though.
They're awesome.
They should be.
They are.
Like,
They are
I've
awesome.
never heard of them. You ever heard of them?
I feel like this.
I think you've probably heard of them through me.
Just
maybe.
from you,
I
Yeah.
think this is a generational thing more than.
They've been around for 30 years.
That's
well,
what I
not
mean.
in their current iteration, but she's been jamming out and doing
I
her thing
understand.
for early 90s. Same with him.
I think it's a fine pick.
But that was my thing. I got a list of musicians or bands or whatever, food, places, whatever, and my band pick.
Sure, I don't know enough about them to really argue it. My only problem is you probably could have gotten the 5th round.
I mean, I could get any of these in the 5th round. I could have got Jockeys in the 5th round, I bet.
I guess, but when it becomes this personal, where a lot of
Yeah, sure, but
That's-
All right, the Northley Island capacity for a concert, it says it's 30,000. That show is going to be sold out.
I'll bet you $100. Actually, I'll bet your concert ticket that it's not. How's that? We'll go.
Let's see if it's for sale right now. If it's
Yeah.
yeah.
When is that?
I don't know if Jockeys and Tedeschi Trucks 1-2 punch is really doing any damage in the boxing ring.
Jockeys was an awesome pick. Tedeschi Trucks probably not so much.
I'm up. I'm just gonna take it, even though it's kind of similar to Dana's because I had it high on my list. I'm just taking truck drivers in general. Like it's such a punchline job as well. Like, oh, you're gonna be a trucker, but they make great money.
Mm-hmm.
They're very important. They ship all of
They
our
control our entire world.
stuff. Exactly. They deal with I get frustrated sitting in the 90. I couldn't imagine those guys.
No.
They just hit the Indianapolis traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're coming to the fucking Chicago traffic.
Do you think you get desensitized to traffic?
No.
You don't think so?
I think you have to.
I think you
I think
have
you
to
have
too.
to.
Not really, because
I'm not saying it's a bad pick, but I think that
is
if that
Rico still here? I'd like to get Rico in here.
I was thinking about this recently. When I was driving the other day, there's probably 75% of people on the road shouldn't be driving. That's probably a high number. Maybe 50%.
There's
A lot of
definitely-
them.
There's
There's
definitely
a horrible amount of bad drivers out there.
well, like how often do you even have to do the test, like the road test? Because I've only done it once in my life.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you got to do it a couple times, but
I had to do the written test.
yeah, so did I. That sucked
I used to
Yeah,
want to
but
be
you
a
have to
truck
take it,
driver,
like-
Ed.
as many times.
Yeah.
What?
I used to want to be a truck driver.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had a time when I didn't have a job. Me and my buddy, we were gonna do doubles.
I was gonna get my
Tandem driver?
CDL.
Yeah.
You'll make
How
Hey.
long?
fucking cake.
One
Cake.
guy sleeps. You know that?
Yeah.
Tandem. There's a bed in the bed, like in the
Yeah, I know that.
in the
There's
cab.
like you can like see the bed if you're driving by it.
You
some-
can
with
soup
some-
out
with
the
some
top
trucks,
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can deck out those trucks awesome, and people live in them with dogs and stuff, and
So like me and my buddies, and like one of my buddies, we was like 2016. We didn't have jobs, and we're like, hey, what if we just became tandem truck drivers?
Dude,
We make double because one guy sleeps, one guy drives, so you never have to stop effectively.
I think now is probably the best time ever to be a truck driver, just because of podcasts.
yeah.
Back then, you'd be like, "Oh, my fucking Indianapolis radio station, I'm out of range. I got to find the next
new
station."
one, yeah.
Well, that's why Sirius was so revolutionary for them.
Yeah, that too.
probably
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah. Same thought process.
Like
yeah.
that's a lot of their
Jerks-
audience.
obviously a lot of it is open road driving, so you're on like 80 and there's no traffic. But a lot of times because I used to be in the trucking industry, like
Yeah, you
Rico,
were
that's-
logistics.
Yeah, I was in logistics.
Yeah.
How do you
and-
feel about those guys, Dave?
I respect the fuck out of them.
Okay.
I respect the fuck out of them. But I know more than typical what they put up with, and so I built that respect. I would have never thought to respect truck drivers if I didn't have that job. So that's why it's a good pick. But like we would have loads. Say there was $1,000 in a load, and we like to right now to pay a truck driver to go to Chicago. You're probably losing money on those loads just because of all the traffic on the Kennedy.
And I think it's a much better pick than bus drivers too, because you want to talk about frustration. Imagine the motherfucker that's got to drive an 18-wheeler to Manhattan.
Yeah,
hit
that's what I'm
every
saying.
Dwayne Reed.
Yeah.
You not only got to cut people off, you got to stop, lower that fucker, take everything out, unload it.
There could be physical labor involved.
Yeah, that is hell.
You gotta pay the fuck out of drivers to unload their own truck.
Oh,
you gotta pay a fuck ton because they just won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they will if you pay them enough.
Oh well, yeah. If you pay them, yeah, they'll get a pallet jack and start fucking hauling shit. But
Not enough respect, Max.
I mean,
No, I like that pick. I wasn't thinking that way in this draft, but it's a good way to go about it because you think of a truck driver as like a lowly job, but you're right. It's the backbone of everything in this country.
Yeah.
If Hank never put out a tweet saying we need an intern, I would be driving trucks. I'm not even kidding. I was on my way to get my CDL.
How long does that take to get a CDL?
I don't know.
Do you know, Dana?
No,
I never got that far.
Not forever. Not forever.
Because I remember there used to be at Elgin Community College, they used to like run the course to get your CDL.
Yeah, at COD by me, they did it too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was wondering if it was like a year-long program.
I don't think it's a year long. Probably like 6 weeks, a couple times a week or whatever. I could be wrong there too, but
Okay.
How often are truck drivers driving?
so right when I quit to take this job full time, they maybe 3 or 4 months before that, there was a shit ton of regulations that were brought down on the trucking industry by the federal government that they all hated. So it used to be you have to keep logbooks where at weigh stations you would turn those logbooks in and they were handwritten a lot of times. So you could say I was driving from 12 to 8 p.m. and you're supposed to only drive 8 hours in a 12-hour span, I think, before you're federally required to take breaks and rest and all that. And then they started requiring that all trucks have electronic logging systems in them, and it just fucked up the supply chain right when I got out. So I was going from booking like 20 loads a day, which is you're making a ton of money doing that, to like 7 because drivers just started quitting because they couldn't make money because they were only allowed to drive 8 hours a day. It fucked up the whole
more than
supply
that,
chain.
but I had a trucker on. But yes, that
Right.
to some degree, that's right.
How much are those trucks? Like if you buy your own?
Couple 100,000.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah,
guess,
like a good one, probably like a good one with a sleeper cab that is like newer, $250,000.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you're buying a house, you know.
Yeah.
And it's in theory paying for itself. So that's what they do. They'll have a dog in the.
Are they like stationed? Are they? Do they have like a home base, or are they just?
So
always
it depends.
driving?
You could be an owner operator, meaning you own the truck on your own and you operate it by yourself, or you could be a company that you just hire drivers and you pay them hourly and they're your trucks. So it depends.
Okay,
Truck drivers.
I like the pick.
Thank you.
great pick.
I mean, look what happened in Canada a couple years ago. The fucking Canadian drivers, they just
they're
went on
enough.
strike and it fucked everything up because of the shots.
They got
They got fucked.
They got fucked.
They got fucked.
They were like stealing, like closing their bank
Yeah.
accounts and shit. That was
Yeah.
insane. People don't talk.
Very
about
very western of Canada, right? Very democratic.
that. Yes.
You're up.
I'm going to take TSA agents. I think that is maybe the most thankless job there is. You're dealing with crowds and crowds and crowds and people who have babies and they don't listen. And it's like, I wish they didn't exist, but they have to exist. And so they like keep that area safe. Like there's no, like, people aren't sneaking box cutters onto planes anymore. And you're on your feet all day. You're inspecting every bag. Everybody hates you. And that's a job that I would never, ever want, but I'm glad somebody does it.
It's a great pick.
It was almost on my list, so I think it's a good pick too.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd say that's the number one place in the world where people just like forget how to be human beings.
Yeah.
And they have to put up with that 24/7. It's got to be an awful job.
It's like degrading too. People are like so rude. And,
Yeah.
and then
I remember you had a guy. Didn't you have a
I had a TSA guy on, yeah.
dog walk? And I remember he was a normal fella, but
Yeah.
I had sympathy for him.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually my friend, yeah.
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, it sucks.
I think even worse is like the ticketing person because like no one is more angry than someone whose flight just got canceled.
True.
And they all take it out
Yep.
on the whoever's working the information desk and they're motherfucking them and it's like, I don't know what you want me to do. I didn't cancel.
I
your
scanned the
flight.
ticket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there's nothing really I can do here. I understand that you're upset, but like there's no one in the world who's angrier than someone who needs to get somewhere and their flight just got canceled.
Yeah, they go to war every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Like if they put on the fucking military face paint,
Yeah.
it would be valid. But yeah, TSA, there's just so many people that just don't get it.
Yeah.
And
it's like, I hate lines. I hate lines.
Oh.
I hate, like, so imagine just having to organize that line and knowing that everybody that you interact with is annoyed with your presence.
yeah, no, it's a
Gotta
good pick.
suck.
Yeah.
It does.
They deserve more respect.
They do. They do.
Do you
Even
ever,
this-
They should make it uniform, though. I feel like we've talked about that on this
Yeah.
show before, too, where it's like, that is a federal agency. You would think that there would be a federal system for.
Yeah, like we go on bins or no bins. Like at
Yeah.
some point we have to figure
shoes
that
off or
out.
shoes on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Belt off or belt on?
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Computer
Clear.
in or computer out?
Getting clear was such a fucking game changer for that, too.
It is.
'Cause-
I just hate that they scan my eyes.
Sure. But they are.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I love clear. I'll
Yeah.
never take it back. But every time I put my eyes in there, I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Where's this going?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
also got made fun of because I had to do like because there's too short. Like the eye scanner is too short, so there's no way to like go through that without looking a little awkward. Like you're crouching down, you're spreading your legs, you're leaning forward, you look like an idiot. But it's like meant for like 5-6 people, I feel like, or whatever. So but yeah, I think that like, and I always feel like those TSA agents who like walk you up after you do clear are much nicer in general.
They don't have to deal with the lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dana.
All right. This is one that's near and dear to our hearts, Eddie. Minor league baseball games. They don't get enough respect for just being as a patron. I don't think enough people are going to minor league baseball games and enjoying them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. More people should be going to minor league baseball games and drinking beers and getting fucked up and catching foul balls.
You didn't go to any Lowell Spinner games growing up?
Not really.
No Paw Talk.
I wish I did. I went to
Sox
Cape
games?
Cod Baseball League and I loved it, but I was I don't even know
It's-
what you'd call that.
That's kind of minor league.
Yeah.
Are you from the Cape?
Yes.
Where in the Cape?
Sandwich, Massachusetts. Sandwich Police.
So you,
My cousin's a dentist there.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Patrick McDonald.
you're probably far from Lowell then, right?
Yeah.
How far are you from Pawtucket?
Over an hour probably.
Yeah, so like him and I grew up. I used to ride my bike to Kane County Cougars games, which at the time were the Marlins affiliate, and that was when the Marlins were like had a ton of like huge prospects.
Josh Beckett.
Josh Beckett, Charles
Johnson.
Johnson, the catcher.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was a great time. I love going to King County.
I would.
Cougars
Yeah,
games.
I would go 20 times a summer.
The more I think about this, it's more of an underrated pick than a needs respect pick.
It's hard to separate the two for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I think that's
I fucked up.
And the best part about them, and unfortunately, probably got to go to like $2. They used to be dollar beer nights on like Tuesdays.
Dude, they're
they
the
always
best.
had awesome food.
no, I think it is still that way. They don't need more respect.
Like $2 beers.
They're just underrated.
Fuck. Can I take it back? Can I do something else?
No, I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
I think as like an activity for a weekend night, it deserves more respect in people's
If
opinion.
you lived in like a
Thank you, Matt.
mid-sized city like Birmingham, Alabama, they do awesome there.
Yeah.
And Charlotte actually does very well. Their stadium.
That's a
right,
sweet.
yeah.
That's like one of my favorite stadiums in sports.
I've never been, but
Yeah.
the backdrop's awesome.
You hit home runs on
Yeah.
the skyline. It's awesome.
It's like have you seen UIC's field
Yeah.
But everybody
It's similar
there,
for Charlotte?
everybody in Charlotte is
Been
like,
there
they
with you.
fucked this up.
We
They
did
should
it.
have
We
built
did
it to support a major league team.
Yeah.
Because now, if they do ever get an expansion team, they can't use that
It's
site.
too-
It's too tight.
The I read because obviously they talk about moving the White Sox all the time. Charlotte, they're just like, I'll play him in Charlotte. The street is like
Oh yeah,
right next to the
yeah.
wall, so they couldn't
Yeah.
do anything to expand.
It's
that
very
stadium.
similar, like Wrigley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. Another one, Dana.
I think it gets appropriate deserved though.
Yeah, I probably fucked that one up. It's okay.
No, I'm on. I didn't grow up near a minor league baseball stadium. I've only been to a couple of them, and I've had fun every time. And
It's more
if I lived closer to one, I would.
You would have gone all
yeah,
the time.
gone
Yeah,
all the
I was a
More of an
20-minute bike
underrated-
ride from.
yeah.
They shared a parking lot with like my hockey rink that I grew up playing at. So like you would get out of practice or like summer camp there, and then just walk over.
Yeah,
to watch
$5 long
Yeah.
tickets, watch baseball, eat food. The parents
Great.
loved it because it was cheap night, cheap beer.
cheap beer, yeah,
Yeah.
and the kid,
Yeah, let the
Great
kids
place
run
to bring
around. Yeah,
All right. Me again.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum. 8 seasons, 8 playoff appearances, 5 Eastern Conference Finals, 2 finals, 1 championship. playoff ranks in the 2020s. First in wins, first in points, first in threes, first in steals and blocks, second in rebounds, second in assists, third in steal, whatever, all that shit.
What about per game?
Durable. Never complained.
Durable.
Up until
Durable. Just ruptured.
Tough argument.
Durable.
Just ruptured his
up
Achilles.
until a week ago. Durable.
That's not like a soft tissue thing, though.
Durable. Never.
Fine, but like,
All these
how old
fucking-
is he?
All these players are taking games off to, what do
Load
they call
man-
it?
load management.
Never. You won't hear that from Jason Tatum. He plays as much as he can during the season, in the off season. Never complains. No off the court issues. Everyone wants to call him corny.
He is
Everyone's
corny.
fucking corny. Okay, Shea.
No, he's-
Everyone says Shea has aura. He's corny.
He has a tattoo of the All-Star Game MVP on him.
I don't care.
That might be the least cool trophy in all of
He
sports.
gets
what about the
no
thing where he
respect from the sports
plagiarizes
media.
like Kobe all the time?
He gets. I don't care. He's unbelievable at basketball. He gets zero respect, other than in Boston. In Boston, he's a cult hero. People love him. Nobody complains about him. What he's done over his 8 years, everyone loves him. Outside of Boston, for whatever reason, zero respect for this guy. I don't get it. He averaged 30 points a game 2 years ago, and people said, you need to pass more. He passed more this year, averaged 6 assists a game. People said, you passed too much. You didn't average enough points. He can't fucking win no matter what he does. The NBA media doesn't give him enough credit. He's always making the first team All-NBA. He'll make it again this year, and then it's going to be whatever's next. Oh, he's not durable now because he tore his fucking Achilles. There's always something with this guy. He
How
gets no
old is
respect. He's 27 years old.
27 and a torn Achilles.
Guess what? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that's what everyone wants. He's the new thing. He's made one conference final a couple days ago. Same amount of one less season than fucking Jason Tatum, and everyone's sucking his cock. This guy's made one conference final in 7 years. Jason Tatum's made 5 and 2 finals in 8 years.
The West is
He's had a good
tougher.
team. He's had a good team.
The East is a way easier. I'll give you that. But the national media gives this guy zero respect. None. And I guarantee this whole room, nobody respects him.
I
and
don't
it's
respect
bullshit.
No,
I instantly thought you were talking about Jason Statham, the actor.
There you go. There you
durable Jason Statham.
go. He gets no respect, and I'm sick of it.
Max, I'll let you have at it.
I mean, Jason Tatum has been built up by a great supporting cast, a great organization. He's had every single thing that you've needed to succeed around him. He plays in a lot of games, correct? That's always the argument, is that Jason Tatum has great total numbers, but that's because Jason Tatum has played for the best organization in basketball for the past 10 years. So yes, he's played a lot of playoff games. He's totaled a lot of points. He's never come up in the clutch. He did not come up in the finals last year. He won a finals playing below his standards of basketball, and every time he had a good game 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers in that series. But when push comes to shove, Jason Tatum has never been a clutch player in the fourth quarter. He's made one shot out of all of those games that you've had. He has made one shot in the final 10 seconds in a clutch moment. He is a very good player on a very good team. But if you put Jason Tatum on
Put him on OKC.
on the Nuggets, if you put Shea's a good example, because Shea is in a similar situation where he has everything around him to make him successful. You put Jason Tatum on the Nuggets in the Jokic years, he's not putting up Jokic numbers. He's not on that level of Nikola Jokic, of someone that can by himself make you a contender. Jason Tatum has not proved to be that person, and I don't think he ever will be. So Jason Tatum is a star, but if you go into the superstar level of like top 3 in the league,
He's not that.
he's not that guy.
He does not get enough respect.
He's
for
not a
what
top
he
3.
does.
He is not a top 3 guy. He's not a top.
What does he have to do? What does he have to do? He'll win a championship, and it's he didn't do good enough.
But it's
He
like
didn't. He didn't
won the
play
champion,
well in the
but
finals.
he won the championship, did he not?
Correct, because the rest of his team is elite.
That's a poor argument.
Can you name 3 players you'd rather
but
have?
like
Yes,
people will,
of course you
people
can.
will also
then how
say
is he
that
not top 3? Then how is he top 3?
I never said he was top 3.
Okay, well that's.
I said he doesn't
Well,
get
that-
enough respect.
But that's like the big argument of like whether Jason top 3. I don't think he's top 5.
He's not top 3.
But like top 5 is like the question of Jason Tatum. Is he top 5?
he's on the borderline.
I don't I think he is a star in the league. I do not think he's a
The
super.
point of this conversation, he does not get enough respect, and I think we can all agree on that.
I mean, I've been arguing this for the past.
Now, you talk about durability. Is there a guy who's won an MVP who just gets maybe too much respect, that's always injured all the time? Maybe a division rival?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But he
God,
gets
what, he
no.
played 30 games this
I
year?
mean, he gets zero.
That's his average.
And I don't think that he deserves a ton of respect. But
Eddie?
he's
It's hard.
We're talking about the topic here. We're not talking about the finals.
I do think the
topic.
championship changes the narrative.
He doesn't
that
get
maybe
enough
he should
respect.
get more respect. Because if you're the best player
But
in
he
the team,
didn't play well in that. He was not the best player on that finals team.
they do not get to the finals without him.
Correct. But once they got to the finals, he was not the best player on the team.
But you can't erase the previous 100 games that it
Correct.
took to get
That just shows the situation that he's in, that he can win an NBA finals without being the best player in that. It's not like one game. It's a 7-game series, and he was not the best. He was clearly not the best player on the court in that entire series. And that shows how good that team is.
The point of this conversation and why I drafted him, because there's always going to be something that somebody nitpicks at this guy. He doesn't get any respect in the media, in conversations in the locker room, at the bar. He gets zero respect for what he's accomplished in this league.
Would you trade for assuming he comes back next season for game 1? Would you trade him straight up for Joel Embiid?
No. Fuck no.
I mean, yeah, that's
that's not the right argument.
that's crazy.
Embiid
Why?
is
Embiid's
bad. He's
Embiid's
on his way down.
Embiid is not on the same.
Embiid's like
They're not talked about in the same.
But he was.
like a better thing would be like Giannis.
No.
Oh, that's insane. That's not a better thing.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying
Look at the team that Giannis won a
I know.
finals with.
I'm just.
Chris Middleton was the second best player.
I'm not
Chris
saying
Middleton
I'm
is barely in the league
I'm
anymore.
not saying I wouldn't trade Tatum for Giannis straight up. I'm saying I would think about it.
No way.
I would consider everything.
There's not a GM in the entire NBA that would not take that.
Getting
trade.
old. He's getting old.
yeah, you still do it though. Especially
You do.
You do.
Tatum is Tatum might never be the same. Like Achilles for basketball is like a death.
You do
sentence,
it. You do it.
which is why I brought up Embiid.
Yeah,
I'm
Embiid
just saying, in Boston,
Yeah.
he's a beloved figure. There's nothing, like, you can't find something to complain about with the guy, other than maybe he should have played better in the finals, but we still won, so it's like,
Who cares?
who cares?
Correct. But that matters.
He's a perfect off the court figure. He's a perfect, he shows up, he plays, doesn't get enough respect.
He's just a dork, though.
He's similar in jail because I make this argument and everyone says Jalen Hurts the same argument. But the difference between Jason Tatum and Jalen Hurts is postseason and regular season. And that people shit on Jalen Hurts because of his regular season stats, and people shit on Jason Tatum because of his postseason stats. They both win, but I think the difference is that Jalen Hurts plays his best football by far in the games that matter the most.
Yeah, if I were neutral and I was a basketball fan and a football fan, I think I'd be much more excited about acquiring Hurts than I would be acquiring Tatum.
I think NBA people would argue that, but it's a similar argument that I hear about Jalen Hurts. So
I've just also
wanted
never
to
had
at
a
least,
quarterback.
yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, just my last point is you're right. He should get a lot of respect, but for some reason,
So everyone has something to say.
I don't know why that is because I'm even included in that.
He's a polarizing
Do
figure
you think
for no reason.
this just popped in my head? Do you think that part of it is like he's a Duke guy or no? 'Cause
No.
I feel like people don't.
Nobody
put him
thinks
in
Not even really because
Yeah.
he's
No,
hurt
it's
a lot.
Boston.
Yeah.
It's, the Boston was a powerhouse in the East for a long time. People don't like teams from big markets, and the best player will always get scrutinized. That's just how it works. That's how it works in Boston. It's how it works in New York. How it works in Philly.
Yeah.
But Jalen Brunson is
The man.
Yeah,
he is.
he's
He's
too
like
much
the
of
exception
Yeah,
to
he's
that
the
rule.
exception to that rule.
I think it's
The
because
man.
he's small, and he was not
and
a
he was
high
second round pick,
Yeah.
and
Chief,
I'll take soccer players. I think soccer players don't get enough respect as athletes in general in this country. They run 8, 9, 10 miles a game. They play 2, 3 games a week sometimes. They don't really have an off season. They're only they have maybe June off if it's not a year where they have like the World Cup or Euros or something like that. They play basically 12 months a year, and then the theatrics when they go down is why everybody shits on them. But I think if you had just been sprinting and running 9 miles and someone got you, then you would be like, fuck, and have like take a second to get up too. So I don't like the flopping, but I also think they don't get nearly the respect. They are world-class
There's
athletes.
a difference between going down because you got hurt and
Going
flopping.
down to get a call. Yeah, but I would argue that there's just as much flopping in the NBA,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily the soccer players ham it up a little bit more.
Yeah, big time.
But like you're flopping to get calls because calls benefit you in those two sports more than football and hockey. So I don't think they get enough respect as athletes.
In college, it's a technically if you can get called for flopping in college,
And you can get carded in soccer for, they call it simulation.
Yeah.
Which is like
Same,
too dramatic of a flop. But yeah, I've become a big soccer fan, and I just feel like that whole sport in America is just disrespected and it shouldn't. And I am on an island, which is why the room is quiet.
No, I don't think you're on an island.
We're just not that good at it, and I think that's as a country, the sports that we respect are the sports that we are the best at.
Correct.
And we're so inferior in soccer that it's tough to get excited when we're watching a lesser product. And I get like the Premier, like being fans of the Premier League is fun, but like I am personally a person that like I need to have a personal connection to that team to
Totally
like,
agree.
really care about it.
I am, yeah.
And I can't really do that with any of like the high level soccer.
Yep.
So we're just not like if the US became
A power.
and like on par with like the European leagues and whatever, I think that people would care a lot more about it. But I think as like a superiority of our country, it's tough for us to support a sport that we're like just bad at. Not that we're bad. We're bad at.
We're
I'll say
bad.
we're bad.
Yeah, we're bad. And
How
like
many, go ahead.
no.
I guess my question for you would be, and this is not a dig at soccer players, do you view their skill and everything bundled up, hand-eye coordination, more impressive than the 4 major sports?
Yeah, it's right there with all of them.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
they like,
Yeah.
especially like if you look at basketball and baseball, like you can be kind of a fat guy and be a good player, especially baseball. There have been heavier guys in basketball where like that, like everybody over there is like 4% body fat, and because they just run all day, and like their skill, like try to do it down there. You will have a much easier time running up and shooting a basketball than you will running up and trying to like hit it top corner in soccer. Like I just like using your feet is objectively harder than using your hands.
Yeah, I just asked because like someone who doesn't really follow the game all that much, I'm like, to me, it's like, oh, it'd be way harder to.
Yeah, and I agree like with Max's thing. Like I've always liked it. I've always been a fan of it because I love sports. So when it's on in the morning and there's nothing else on, like I'd rather watch that than like, NFL Game Day with Chris Berman. I would just always watch a live game, but I never really cared until like my brother moved to Nottingham and worked for the team and like got me into it. So I had that personal
Yes,
connection.
that
Like,
would, yeah.
And I would try, like, I'm going to be a Newcastle fan. And I'm like, I'm not. Like I had to actually
Need
have
reason.
that actual like connection and understanding of it.
How many Americans are in the EPL right now?
In the EPL?
That's 20 teams, right?
Yeah.
Or just in the best leagues on earth. Like
there's like considered like a top 5. So it's like England, France, Germany, Spain,
Italy.
and Italy.
I
And there's
think
probably 20, 25 across those 5 leagues.
That's more than I would have thought.
That's
yeah.
more Americans.
Yeah.
I would have guessed like 2 per team, 3 per team.
Oh no,
not even
no.
close.
No.
But
We would be
a
lot better.
I
my
feel like
dumb
10
meat-
years ago, there was like 2 of them, right? Like
10 years. I mean, 10 years ago, like Christian Pulisic, and like there's like they call it like a golden generation. Our golden generation fucking sucks, but this is like the best group of
Pulisic
talent.
is American?
Yeah,
I just assumed
he's from
he was,
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
like, Polish or
doesn't sound
something.
very.
There's a reason you know his name.
We've celebrated him in the World Cup at Barstool River North.
Yeah,
You've yelled his name.
you have.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
Well,
the only
we
reason
also-
you know his name is because he's American. Because if he was just some random guy playing
that's
if he was a random guy from Poland playing for AC Milan, you would not know who he is.
I feel like
I know like the top 5 or 10 soccer players.
He is not that.
Not.
Oh, okay.
That's his point.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like we
okay.
would probably be more apt to watch soccer if there was some big boys in there. I think, or tennis.
Oh, what I was.
I've
gonna
always
say
thought
is-
that tennis or soccer. If there was more,
There's
big
like a
boys
butterbean
moving
of
around,
tennis.
Americans would watch.
If there was a Jokic of soccer,
yeah. Imagine like butterbean tennis. Just
I don't know,
like
Dana.
180.
There's some big boys in rugby, and we don't watch that.
that's true.
I think if you took America's best athletes and just said, "Hey, you're playing soccer for the next year," I think.
This is
not-
what
not
a year
everybody always
is
says.
wrong. It would
No,
be-
not year. Like you start them like if
Yeah,
you
if
started
you start
LeBron
them-
James from 5 years old.
Yes, that I agree
Yes.
with. That
Yes.
that I agree.
Yes.
Maybe not LeBron specifically, but yes, in general.
someone of
like a
his
Michael
ilk.
Vick,
Sure.
Randy Moss,
Yes,
like those.
yes.
100%. And that's what they do over there. Like I was reading this article about the Forest guys, and it's like they would show, like, we're talking to scouts like their whole career, and it's like, oh, I saw this guy Gibbs White when he was 7, and like we have to have this kid in our program. It's like, what, 7? Like he's fucking. But if we like identified those like kids and put them into academies, they would probably we'd probably be nasty. Yeah, imagine like Randy Moss as your striker. It'd be insane.
6'4", running 4'2".
Yeah. Right.
Who's stopping that up a soccer sideline?
Probably nobody.
Probably nobody.
All right, I'm up again. I don't mean to go 2 professions back to back, but I have to take this one because I've always felt this way. Every Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, whatever, you go to the bakery, and bakery workers are supremely underappreciated. Everyone respects chefs, but the bakery, those people get up at the ass crack of dawn. The ass crack of dawn to get that fucking mix going, to do the tedious aspects of making those cookies look good. Bakery workers do not get the love that a lot of other people get in the service food industry.
Also just referred to as bakers.
Yeah.
Bakery workers.
Bakers, sure.
Bakers, yeah.
But like they're not all bacon though. You know, like there are people who they're coming and they're doing the, whatever.
I think those are all bakers. It's like
I guess.
That's
But
I think the only guy who's
confectionist, right?
is the baker who shoves it in the oven.
it's like a bakery artist. I don't know, like an artist. If you're
Okay.
if you're painted the bunny on, for Easter. Or
That's a
whatever.
confectionist or something, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Look up that
confectionery?
But the drivers,
culinary art.
all the drivers, all of them.
Bakers.
Yeah, bakers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
a
fine.
noun generally refers to sweets or candies placed where they are sold or made.
That's a
So, like,
confectionist.
confectionery.
Got it.
Especially those.
I like
fucking,
confectionist. I like.
They do like
a
get
good
there at like there's a publican down the road here. They get there
So
at 3:30 in the morning.
early.
Yeah.
and especially
Yeah.
you didn't know that?
No,
Yeah, dude.
I just respected them a little more.
Yeah. You take it for granted.
Yeah.
You take
Yeah.
it for granted how early they get there to make sure all that shit is there. Especially the unique cookies, like the cookie mixes always like shocked me to see how many they have to churn out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little basic, but I
I
just
didn't know
always.
I didn't know they were early risers.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's interesting.
To make the donuts, like they're.
I mean that was the whole thing. Time to make the donut.
yes.
Yeah.
I have. You did your job. I have more respect.
Thank you.
They're like nocturnal.
Thank
I
you.
didn't know that.
Yeah, basically nocturnal.
That's like one of
Makes
those jobs
sense.
that, like, I am a morning person. I could not do that job.
No,
that's
it's-
like a different level.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
They've
to
been
run
at
a
work for
bakery.
2 hours when I get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard to run a bakery, and I don't know nearly anything about it, but I just know it's hard.
We had a baker on. We had the guy from down the
Yeah. And that's just bread. Like, I'm not saying bread is hard too, but like
I think bread might be the hardest.
You think
That's
so?
like fucking science. You have to have like the
Yeah,
right amount of
true.
yeast and the bake time.
and they do so much more than that too. They'll
Yeah.
make like muffins and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of shit. So, Dave, you're up.
It's unfortunate. This was my first profession, and I'm going with garbage truck drivers for a lot of the same reasons. I don't want to rehash them. I should have taken them before Tedeschi trucks, but so in my current place, I have a carport with an alley at like a T angle, and watching him maneuver around, I can hardly get my Nissan Altima little sedan around this.
Your
corner.
alley's fucking.
Your alley is a
And
nightmare.
I watch him every single week maneuver his gigantic fucking garbage truck through this alley with like both reverse, forward. I don't know how he does it. It's a feat of strength that like I don't think anybody else on planet Earth. And
I
on
think
top
they
of that-
probably get hyped up to like, here's a big challenge for the day.
Yep.
Dave's alley.
Maybe.
Your alley is
It's awful.
Yeah.
It is so fucking narrow. And I've had 2 garbage truck drivers in my current place, both just delightful humans, and they have every reason on earth to be just pricks. And if I got extra shit I got to throw out, like a couch or something, they'll help me, no questions asked. I make sure to tip them. They're the only guys I tip. I don't see my postal workers.
Oh, okay.
But I'll make sure to give those guys $100 every Christmas because they fucking deserve it because they do not get the respect that they deserve. And I want to give them a little something extra. I know it's cheesy and we've already hashed it out with other similar professions here, but
this is the first one where I don't hate it, but this is the first one I do feel like people do realize this and they do respect them.
I think it's like, oh, he's gonna
Right?
be a
Like, I
garbage
think-
truck driver.
No, I don't think so. I think that's died.
I think that
Biggie Smalls killed it.
what?
Remember when he did the math problem? He's like, his teacher said he was going to drive a garbage truck, and he's like, here's the math.
Make
He's
more
like,
than
Ben
you.
make more than you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do think it is like when you're a kid, especially.
Yes.
And you're like fucking up in school, they'll be like, do you want to end up like that? Which I think is like the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
But like that was always like you're
that's a little fear reinforcement.
yeah, like, and then it's like, why am I doing this math?
It's a dirty
And-
job.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was the interview that you did with the garbage truck driver. He said they recently slashed salaries a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't he on that one?
That was like 2019.
Dude,
Yeah, that
I
was
remember
or,
you
well-
did that interview with that guy,
Yeah.
and like you were doing your intro with them. You're like, hey,
So funny.
So it's probably some fun stuff on the job. And he just goes, nah, it fucking sucks.
It really fucking sucks.
Actually, it kind of fucking
That was-
Then he started talking about like some stuff that was kind of fun. He's like, I took a golf club to a rat. He's like, that was kind of fun.
It was legitimately my first question. I was like, so how do you like being a garbage truck driver? He's like, gotta be honest, it kind of fucking blows. That was his direct response.
That was my first, like, when you're in like kindergarten and you like get whatever, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always wanted to be a garbage truck driver because they got to stand on the back of the truck like as it was moving.
That's fun.
And I was
You-
I was like, that's all I want to do in life is just stand up there as it's moving and like feel the breeze. I'm like, that's what I want to be, and
Your life took a
yeah,
turn.
yeah, my life took a bit of a turn.
You I could definitely see you as a.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know, well, Oldie,
the
our,
mold.
our guy Oldie, he was a garbage truck
That's
driver for a
right,
while.
yeah.
Do they think
Yeah.
do they think they prefer sanitation?
Yep,
Sanitation worker?
sanitation worker.
Yeah.
I think I said garbage truck driver in like our interview with Oldie, and Hank was like, "Why did you say that?" I was like, "I don't know. I thought that was his,
I thought that was it.
That was it."
I also feel like these guys, if they wanted to, they could be making $500,000 a year. Because all they would have to do is strike for 2 weeks. And everyone
Yeah.
would just like give them whatever they want.
Vital part of society.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Don't give him the idea. That would suck.
Yeah, that would
Give me a
suck.
strike of garbage.
Money's not real.
Yeah.
Although I will say there's probably been no better invention than now that they could just roll it up and let it. You know what I mean? Those guys back in the day who'd use those metal ones and then
Pipes.
toss
dude.
it.
Pipes.
Damn, those guys.
Yeah.
But at least here, I'm talking very Chicago, New York. They still gotta toss all those bags.
You
New
guys
York
got-
is gross
They got it
for
tougher in New York too,
Yeah.
probably. I don't know, because they're not going through alleys, but they're also doing it by hand. Because our guys just have a machine that lifts the thing up.
Driving anything and anywhere in New York is always harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister picked me up one time in New York City in a minivan, and I'm like, "How in the fuck did you get this in this city?"
Max, you're up.
I'm gonna go back to food. Dana said he was looking up at underrated Italian food earlier. I had this one close to my heart, and it's gonna surprise some people, but the eggplant parm is an underrated Italian dish. It is obviously a veg. You're not gonna get your protein from it, but the texture of the crispy outside and the soft eggplant inside. A good red sauce. You can really taste the red sauce coming through an eggplant parm. Melted mozzarella cheese. Very, very underrated dish. No one will ever order it next to the chicken parm. No one will ever order it next to the meatball parm. But the eggplant parm is a dish that is very, very good. I will make it at home myself, like often, and it's a treat. Not to mention Lent. I don't even think it gets respected on a Friday in Lent. People will go pizza before it. People will go
Pasta.
a seafood pasta before it. The eggplant parm, very, very good Italian dish.
There's a good one at Tango Sir on Southport.
Really?
Yeah, it's like an Argentine steakhouse, but they do an eggplant parm. It's pretty good.
So me and Spider went to Alina's around the corner from here a couple months ago, and we got like an 8:00 reservation, so it was like a little bit later. And the table next to us got the eggplant parm, and we both looked at each other like, "Holy fuck, that eggplant parm looks awesome."
That place is
And we went to order it, and they were like, "Sorry, we just ran out of it." And me and Spider still talk about it like to this day. Like, I wish we got that eggplant parm.
That place. You've been there, Dana.
I had my first eggplant parm this year.
Yeah,
Really?
I
Good.
really liked it.
great dish.
Really liked it.
If I wanted to go a little bit more niche, eggplant rollatini is really my move. But
What is that?
It's similar.
It's similar, but it's like ricotta cheese inside of it, and then you roll it.
Oh, okay.
It's like ricotta and mozzarella inside rolled up.
you don't get it breaded.
Really good.
I've done that with
Yeah.
zucchinis before, but not
Yeah.
an eggplant.
Oh, it's great.
I think you're right though. I couldn't look past eggplant parm when it comes to veal parm or chicken parm
Yeah.
fast enough.
It is a very good dish.
Really?
Very
Yeah.
good dish.
Maybe I'll get
I
some
would
plank
I would
parm.
opt for eggplant parm over chicken parm.
Yeah,
I feel like
like,
chicken parm gets dried
Sometimes it can get too dry.
out. Way
Sometimes
too dry.
it can get
Yeah,
too dry.
because they just bake it. They don't brine it or anything.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, we need a chicken parm. So it's like half-assed a lot of times. I think eggplant parm is awesome, and I also
Yeah.
make it regularly on my own. It's super fucking easy.
I like your logic.
I don't like the pick because I think it gets the appropriate amount of respect, though.
I don't know. I don't think that most people are ordering egg. I would love to ask although if you're an Italian restaurant, you probably have Italian people that come in that know the no.
I don't respect as much as I should.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah.
It's like when I get it, I'm like, that was good, but I would never seek it out.
I also
Oh.
love eggplant.
So, yeah,
just in
I love
general.
eggplant.
Yeah,
I think it's a
love
great
it.
dish.
Anything eggplant, put it in set like anything. It's
Yep.
good to me.
You're up again, Max.
Last one.
We got two more, but last one now, and then you're the last pick of the draft.
Oh,
We get 5.
I'm in. I have more. I'm in Mount. We do the Mount Rushmore. That's 4. That's in my head. Okay. I will go bullpen catchers. MLB bullpen catchers.
Why do they deserve more respect?
Because being a bullpen catcher, you have to. No one knows the name of the bullpen catcher. You have to get your guys ready every single day. You got to not only take bullpens from the relievers during the game. You got to take them before the game from any pitcher that needs to get work in. You're on your knees all day. You're probably making very little money compared to the rest of the guy. You got to be a good locker room guy. And if you go through the team, they're almost as much of a member of the team as anybody else there. And I don't think I could name one bullpen catcher that's ever existed. And we had Tyler Phillips, who's the reliever for the Marlins, on part of my take last week, and he was the one that was like, we need to give more respect to bullpen catchers. And then he talked about his bullpen catcher and how he's the man. And I was like, I never thought about that, but you're right. Bullpen catchers are an important part of the team, and they're part of a winning baseball team.
Dave, I'll let you have at this because this was your former
This is
job.
like my.
Oh, you used to do this?
I know. This is the hardest job to get
Yeah.
in baseball.
Oh, really?
One of them, yeah, because everybody wants them. So you're making around 70 base salary. It's usually a younger post-college kid who can
Okay.
handle the workload. You said you're on your knees all day. Not quite true. You're warming up pitchers. They're throwing 15 pitches in a bullpen. Yeah, you're taking like pregame and all that. Warming up left fielder. You're moving around a little bit, but it's not as physically taxing as you're making it out to be. And on top of your base salary, you're only working 9 months a year from spring training through the end of the season, and the team tips you out. And if you obviously have a superstar like Shohei, you got a lot of money to work with there, so you're making well over $100,000 a year for those 9 months.
Okay.
And on top of it, you get you're in a major league locker room. That's fucking awesome. I think this is a terrible pick. I think
That's fine. That's fine.
I think that bullpen catchers nobody thinks about.
I'm thinking
them.
more from like the fan perspective of like a bullpen. I guess I don't know. I'm thinking that like they're an important part of the team that no one
Sure.
would ever no
Sure.
one would ever think about.
I mean,
I'm not thinking of like a respect. I mean, I'm not thinking of a respect of like I don't know. Like they deserve like more money or they deserve more or that it's like not a sick job.
Just like maybe a mention in the championship DVD.
I mean,
like I'm sure there's a couple bullpen catchers out there.
Do they
that
get
are
a ring?
Great.
yes, they get a ring. They
that
get
are
a
like
ring.
great vibes guys, and like like the hitting coach, like like the bench coach. Nobody knows a single bullpen.
You're
catcher.
right.
And it's like part of.
You knew Mansu Lee.
I have no idea who Mansu.
You never heard of him?
Oh.
He was the Sox bullpen catcher for like the World Series year, and probably 5 or 8 years.
But I'm sure the
after that.
guys on that team respected Mansu Lee more than the fans respected
So
I think they might be appropriately respected.
they're appropriately respected, and they're not speaking of much.
It's a
but
sick gig. It's a sick gig.
Yeah.
I do
I
understand.
They
asked
have-
for this when I was like 25. I reached out to my buddy who at the time was working with the Tigers, and I'm like, how can I become a bullpen catcher? Because like this is my call.
Yeah.
I caught in college, like
Right.
I could do this. And he's like, buddy, get in line. It is the hardest profession on earth to get. Everybody wants it. You have to know like the owner's son to get it, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I just wanted to talk about bullpen catchers, but that's
And
that.
at Old Wrigley, you get smoked in the back by a
That's
foul
true.
ball. I don't care about.
So
those
it says
fucking
here
guys.
the average annual salary is 40 to 90K. Obviously, it depends on how long you've been doing it and everything. But I was told 70K.
Okay. Well, I guess
about
that's the middle.
was-
But 40K is not.
Charity's paying him 39.
Yeah.
Dave, you're up again.
I'm going to go with Tom Hardy. I just looked up his list of awards, and it's pretty negligible. A couple noms here and there, nothing for anything like an Oscar or Academy Award or anything like that. It's all like BAFTA awards and shit. I have said this many times. His performance as Alfie Solomons in Peaky Blinders is one of the absolute best acting jobs I've ever seen in my life. TV, movie show, theater, anything. Doesn't matter. He was unbelievable. And he just said the other day that he's done with all the like foo-foo action roles like Bane, and he's going to start getting into more drama shit because he really likes to do like the like off the beaten path, like artsy stuff, and he is going to go on a fucking tear, and he deserves more respect for being an absolute fucking unbelievable actor because he's as good as any actor on planet Earth, and nobody says so.
Dunkirk, where he like you couldn't really see his face the entire movie. Like he did all the acting with just like moving his eyes because he was a pilot and had like the mask on.
That's how I've heard you can tell a good actor is how well they use their eyes. And they were talking about Millie Bobby Brown and why she's so good as an actress, and she was like 12, and like look at how she manipulates everything with her eyes. So to your point, yeah.
Yeah,
The same
I
thing
like
with
Tom
Bane.
Hardy.
I like him. I just think he deserves, like, people need to talk about how he is one of the fucking best actors out there. And I don't think people do.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
All right. It's to me. Can I ask a question before I make my pick?
mm-hmm.
Sure.
Who's the biggest basketball guy in the room?
Probably one
Dana.
of those two.
Dana for sure.
All right. Who are the top 5 NBA players from the 2000s?
Why are you doing this?
Just don't think too much. Just like throw out, like,
Duncan, Kobe,
LeBron,
Shaq,
LeBron, Kobe, Duncan.
LeBron,
KG.
okay.
Kevin
All right.
Durant.
I'm not gonna make that pick then.
You were gonna say Duncan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he really does
That like ball knowers will say Duncan.
for sure. But like, there are people who would throw out a 2000 starting 5 of fucking Shaq, Kobe, Garnett, probably Iverson, and all great players, all certainly like worthy.
Make the pick.
I think it's just because he's so boring. You forget about
Make the pick.
Yeah, I think that Duncan's a fine pick.
Because Tim,
I
all
think
right,
it's
then
a-
I'll go
yeah,
Tim Duncan.
It's a good pick.
I'll go Tim Duncan.
I like how he had to outsource that one.
No, yeah, he's
You like that? So I'm smart.
It was a dirty move, but I'll take it.
like just casual basketball watchers will not mention him.
They won't.
Yeah.
I probably
5
wouldn't have mentioned him.
championships.
Yeah, 5. Number 6 all time in points. Number 6 all time in rebounds.
All right, I had a question because I saw this on my TikTok. I was scrolling through. It was some NBA podcast, and they had like this kind of like older guy debating like a 22-year-old. Is Giannis better than Duncan? Was the question. He was like Giannis would eat him up.
In a one-on-one, maybe.
That's not basketball, though.
It wasn't in the context of a one-on-one, but he was like Giannis would take him out to the perimeter and then just blow by him. He's strong enough to handle him in the post.
I mean, Giannis can't really shoot. So, I mean,
I'm just telling you what they.
no, I know,
Yeah.
I know. I think it'll be closer than they say. Like, obviously, Giannis.
The old guy was like, no, Duncan can do everything. Like, fuck you. And the young guy was like, you're just an old idiot.
No, I think Duncan could definitely. I think he'd be an all-star in today's game.
Yeah. Definitely.
But
Yeah.
Today's game. He
I
like
don't
retired like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 7, something like that.
he's unbelievable
Yeah.
and just still somehow underappreciated.
I also saw I get so much NBA like commentary on my TikTok for some reason, and they were talking about Jokic versus Duncan, and someone on the panel texted Duncan. I think it was Steven Jackson, and he's like, I played him after I was me and before he was him, and I did pretty well. So it was like Jokic was in the league and hadn't become like the MVP, and Duncan was in his last couple of years, and he's like, so I wasn't at my best, he wasn't at his best, and I did fine.
Yeah.
So he's like, at my best, I could handle him.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right. Chief, you're up again.
This is a personal pick. I think I've drafted it like way back in our HBO draft. I love the show The Leftovers. I think it is on par with all of like the great HBO dramas. It only ran for 3 seasons. It is a rewatchable show for me. I've probably rewatched it 3-4 times. Awesome show. Never gets any credit, never gets any respect, or it's not talked about in like that same pantheon as like The Wire and Sopranos, and it's probably a tick below Sopranos, but it is fantastic. And
What's it about again?
It's like one day 2% of the world's population just disappeared. So it's like, yeah, they just like vanish. Like like the main character was like fucking this girl, and she like disappeared out from under him, and
Like
in the
actually.
act,
Like, poof.
and
Yeah,
it was like, where'd she go?
Yeah.
Like they're just
I watched the first season, never watched after that.
I don't think I've ever heard of this, but
exactly.
I'm interested in watching it.
It came out maybe 2014, something like that.
Yeah, like obviously,
It just didn't hook you or what?
It's not really a you kind of show. Like if you like, it's like the same creators as Lost.
Oh,
I liked Lost.
Yeah, love Lost.
Yeah,
Lost
so
but there was a fall off, right? Like after.
it got a little
Yeah,
wonky
yeah.
at some point, but like I wouldn't say I loved the ending. I thought they wrapped it up great. I thought it was a great show.
Everyone's got their shows.
Oh, so it was like it finished. It was 3 seasons, but they finished the story.
Correct.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I when you said 3 seasons, I thought you meant that it got like canceled.
No,
3 seasons.
it was always supposed to be.
Okay, all right.
Pantheon of
I'm gonna
great
watch that.
HBO shows, maybe not, but everyone has their show. So
Yeah, but it's like it's to me it's like where the way that Thrones ended like really hurt it. I feel like the way that Leftovers ended was very good.
Okay.
So
I
Dana.
remember you selling me on that the last time you talked about it.
I think you would like it. I don't think you would.
I watched it. I enjoyed it. I don't know why I fell off.
Okay.
Dana, you're up.
All right, I have a lot of food on here. I don't know what I'm going to go with because I don't have a food yet. I feel like I need one. I'm just going to say Indian food.
I love Indian food.
I've only
Specifically
recently
chicken tikka masala.
I've only recently discovered it, maybe the last year, and it's Italian food with like rice basically.
It's
It is
similar-
so fucking good.
It's tomato-based sauces. Yeah, it's like
It's
spicier. In
Yeah,
general.
for sure.
I think I did like a Mary Fuck Kill on the internet. It was like Greek, Indian, and Chinese, and it started like a firestorm.
I love this.
Yeah,
I would
I have
kill the
tough.
shit out of Greek.
Wow.
Are you an Indian food guy?
I'm a huge Indian.
I
food
love
guy,
Indian food.
and my kill there I'm killing Chinese so easy.
I would. Kill,
I am too.
Oh.
I would
so
kill
easily.
Greek and
No, I would
marry Indian.
I would
and fuck
marry.
Chinese.
I would marry Greek. Fuck Indian.
That's
kill
a-
Chinese.
See,
You already started a firestorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
Chinese food is like the most normal Chinese takeout sucks. I like.
it's all the
All right,
same.
let's all
It doesn't
relax.
matter.
Yes,
It's all the
I-
exact
Fucking
same.
relax.
I also think Indian food for delivery, like it travels better
so
than
well.
anything.
It travels,
And they
so
separate
well.
it better than other places too. They'll like
Yeah.
separate the sauce from it. It's not all in
Yeah.
one.
Right, because
Yeah.
the rice stays fresher,
Yep.
and then you can like get a little bit of rice and pour. I'm a
This
big,
is a
big Indian-
phenomenal pick. I
Yes.
had no fucking clue how good and how much I like Indian food. I get it like once a week now.
I like how now Dana is now fighting us against.
We love his pick so
Yeah.
much. He's like,
No,
you guys
I mean,
are You guys are
say-
giving it too much.
We're not gonna
Yeah.
sit here and listen to Chinese food sucks. Like, let's all relax.
It's
But
all the exact same.
Yeah.
There's a place in
I think there's another cuisine that's all the exact same.
Mexican.
Yeah,
Mexican's largely
it's
similar.
all just.
But I love Mexican food.
I love Mexican food
Yeah.
too. That's why I didn't include it in that.
Yes.
Fuck hell. But that, like, and then I go to England probably once a year now. It's kind of all I eat because they just it is their version of Mexican food because they just have so
a
many
lot of
Indians
Indians,
there.
Yeah.
It is so fucking good over there. It's like a whole different level, and it's just like every place you walk, there's like 100 Indian stores within like a 10-minute walk.
So I was told this by, it was a band we interviewed for Rest in Peace Backstage a while ago, but they said the best kind of on the road food you can get in like Hodunk, USA, if you can find an Indian store, that you have to go there, because like if you're in any town USA, a white person who thinks they know how to cook Indian food, they're not gonna open an Indian food
Right.
place. An Indian person will, and it'll be like the best Indian food you have. If it's in like Cozad, Nebraska
Yeah.
or whatever, like go to those places, they'll be awesome.
I tried to make
Which makes sense.
That's
if you
good
think
advice.
about
I
it.
really
Yeah.
like that advice.
I tried to make it at home one time, like recently. It was just like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And like
I'll even shout
I am
out
a
there.
pretty like I think I can be a decent cook. I was like, this is not.
Yeah, you're on the float if they have an Indian Day parade in Chicago.
Yeah,
You're like
me
somewhere.
and Dana.
We need to talk. I need to get.
Yeah.
Some, I haven't found my Indian plate.
I asked
Indian
Maresh,
place
and he
here,
was
yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm
There's-
like, how
That's
the fuck
that.
do you not know?
There's a place that's got awesome BOGO deals for tikka masala, and what's the other one?
I am stunned.
butter chicken.
Butter chicken's another one.
Well, it's Timaru, or I don't know, one of the Indian names. Kama, Kama. I'll shout them out because mom and
yeah.
pop. Awesome.
I'm
Awesome
stunned that you like it though.
Me?
Yeah,
Well, there's a spot in New York City that
Damn, I
you
wish
don't
I
know it
took
well.
Indian food. Fuck.
I don't know.
Ed,
well
it's
enough.
it's
I will try it. Though.
It's legit
Take me-
Italian food, just like with different spices.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't. You said it's not Italian food.
It's very similar.
It's
a
tomato
tomato-based
based, but
sauce.
it's like very spice heavy.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
like butter.
like yeah.
There's
It's
a place
so
in New York
fucking
City
good.
that I've ordered. I would say more than anything I've ordered in my lifetime. Like probably by 200 orders.
Really?
Wow.
Tiki masala. I think I've ordered it 500 times.
I've got like I don't even get like I'll get tikka masala, but like a chicken korma is really good at. There's a couple dishes that are off the beaten path that are better than the normal.
And obviously,
Chicken korma is
obviously
a
a
favorite
garlic
of mine.
naan. You got to put.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, good
yeah.
garlic
Come on,
naan.
man.
Oh,
Come on.
The
I gotta
dip
look
of
at
the-
this
the
tikka
sauce.
masala.
actually,
There's a pla-
naan's easy
When
to
I
make.
move here, I'm going to need a plug for chicken tikka masala
Yeah.
because that's like my once a week go to.
Yeah, this looks
no matter
good.
what.
Indian food's
great.
so fucking good.
Great.
I
So
had
good.
no
If you're
idea.
listening in Chicago, DM me the best Indian chicken tikka masala.
It's a real comfort
specifically.
food though because
Yeah.
it's super creamy.
Yeah.
Like it's heavy.
I have
you get
another
full.
like
Yeah.
weird thought about it, where to me it is my favorite like winter
Yes.
delivery. They don't have winter there. How did they come up with like
That's
the best
true.
winter food ever? It's always 100 degrees.
I've never thought of.
Yeah,
I might have just saved my draft, fellas.
that was a great pick.
We'll see where you go.
Got one.
I,
No one's
I
gonna like
personally
fucking
think that
Jason
that it's
Tatum.
pretty respected. I think that Indian like
Yeah.
people. It's a great food. I think.
I
it's
think there's
pretty,
a lot of people who are just like, no, I'm not trying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, hand up. That was kind of me for a long time,
It's so good.
and then I was, I
See, I'm open to it, but I'll just never do it myself. You know, like I
Order
just-
it yourself.
Yeah, like I'll never.
Help
You know.
me, someone to
Yeah, if someone's like, "Yo, let's go get Indian food," I was like, "All right, fine, let's
Yeah,
try it
yeah.
out." tonight."
Hey Ed.
Yeah.
Let's go get Indian.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
All right, fifth round, last round, Dana.
I don't really like anything I have left, but
I kind of got that way with my yeah.
don't. I fucking hate.
I don't think I'm gonna go double food. I think I'm gonna go with a. I like thinking about shows and actors. What you guys are talking about, so I'm going with Nathan Fielder.
I don't think I know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Nathan
Exactly.
Fielder is hot in the street.
And I think
I am bad with
Yeah.
celebrities.
I don't think you get any more respect than Nathan Fielder.
yeah, I think
What do you
he's
mean?
very hot in the.
I think
oh,
he's
right.
very respected.
No, not you have a lot of people that don't know of him. I think he deserves all the everyone in the
once
world
I looked
should
up
know
his
who he is.
face. Yes.
Nathan For You is probably one of my top.
But
three
that's like
favorite shows.
probably one of the most watched comedy shows of the year last year.
Nathan For You.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is like taking the troops.
That came
Yeah.
out like eight years.
Yeah,
ago.
it was 2013 to 17.
But they just came out with a new one.
Got a new
You
show.
think of the
out.
rehearsal?
Or the rehearsal.
I'm thinking.
gotta say-
I'm talking Nathan
Yeah,
For
yeah,
You.
yeah.
That's Comedy Central from like 9 years ago.
No, right.
The
I got
rehearsal.
him mixed up.
the one with Emma Stone. Like, I don't know. I think it's kind of niche in a way. Like I don't know.
Guess,
like
yeah,
two
he's
people
not-
next to me don't know who he is.
I'm going through like everything he's been in.
Not the
I
best.
haven't seen anything.
But he's like it's like him and Tim Robinson are like the
hot-
guy,
the-
the hot
they're-
comedian.
I guess if you know him, you respect him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think he
yeah.
should be like A-list.
But like if you turned on HBO Max, like The Rehearsal was the first thing that they showed
All right, I'll
for
stand
like
corrected.
a while, being like
I've
watch
heard
this
of the
show.
rehearsal,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen it. Is he British? He looks.
To be
like,
fair, I did just mix it
No?
up with Nathan for you.
Now, is this because media is different now? Because what would you say? Like, let's say the biggest, like, who's like the biggest 1-2 punch in like the 2000s?
Or he's from Canada.
Like, I don't know, Farrell and Seth Rogen. I don't know. Like, that's probably 2010s. But are they bigger? Is Robinson and Fielder bigger than those guys?
No way.
No.
No,
No,
way.
I
No
They're
way.
still
Yeah.
not. Rogan's still.
That's a good.
That's what
That's a good way to
that's
look
what
at
I'm saying.
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's more so like if you like comedy, you very much know
Yes.
who that is, and you
Yeah.
very much respect him. But as like a normal Joe,
Mainstream,
then that
I would
makes that
say,
makes
doesn't-
that makes sense.
Is he on par in your eyes with Tim Robinson? Because I feel like Tim.
I think he's slightly. I think he's slightly below, but he's
Okay.
close. But like we're also saying that because the new Tim Robinson show is coming out, so
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
people are talking a lot about Tim Robinson right now. But like when Rehearsal came out, everyone was talking about it.
I feel like I knew about Tim Robinson from like Twitter memes before I watched the show. Like I was late.
Yeah.
I was late
I did.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched.
I just think from a mainstream,
There's Twitter memes of I think there's Twitter memes of Nathan Fielder too.
Okay.
from a
that, like,
mainstream
you would
perspective,
know.
I think he needs a little more respect. And then
All right.
Yeah,
Fifth round's kind of a more.
yeah.
like a-
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
cool.
I don't
I mean,
know,
my fifth round
pick.
pick is literally only a me thing.
My fifth
Yeah.
round pick.
My
was
fifth round
really
pick's only a me.
Yeah.
thing.
really stupid. You're up, Chief.
I'm taking my own picks in snake draft history. I always get proven right. Natasha Bedingfield, Barada, all these things for years where I get laughed at in the room, and then it goes out to the internet, and it might take a couple of years, but they're like, you know what, Chief was right.
Hey Max, I got an exercise for you right now. Not like a physical exercise. I know you hate that, but a mental one, if you will. Close your eyes. Think of 5 summer foods. Foods that are just like synonymous with summer.
I have a feeling that this is gonna be burrata. Like that's
So we in that draft.
Did you think of burrata?
Hold on.
Well, he didn't answer yet.
You didn't
Well,
set
I
up
knew
the
where it was
question
going.
right.
I
You
knew
didn't
where it
set
was
up the
going
question
because you
right.
said burrata.
We had to take a salad. We
Oh.
had to take a salad.
No. We did it.
Yes.
It was a side, Ryan.
No.
It was a side.
I don't remember having
Wait,
to take
wait.
a salad.
It was
Oh,
a
then
side.
you took Hawaiian salad on
a side.
purpose? No, we had to have a salad,
telling
which is
you.
why I took that.
Ryan, it was a side. That's why I took corn on the cob 1. Because sides are thin.
I don't remember having to have a salad.
It was not.
Why
a
did you
salad.
take Hawaiian salad?
I don't
That's
Because-
the worst fucking thing in the world.
Stop changing the subject. Perhaps it is. That has nothing to do with. I don't think we had to take a salad.
We'll have to go because when I let you gaslight me a couple weeks ago.
I'm telling you, I'm not.
all right, well, you said that last time.
I know, but I'm telling you right now, I could tell you the categories. It was meat, it was a side, it was a drink,
A dessert.
it was a dessert, and it was a fruit. For the 5 categories.
Tomatoes, a fruit. Whatever it is.
I will say this in my family, every barbecue that we don't do burrata, but we'll do like a caprese tomato mozzarella salad every single time.
Here's the
every
thing.
summer,
A lot of the issue with this is context gets lost. Like burrata in the first round, foreign exchange rates in the first
Burrata
round.
was in the first round.
Yes.
Be exonerated for that.
Hold on. Time 20. Okay. 20. When I'm looking at the draft board and I'm like, I need a side like your tomato mozzarella with burrata, whatever. I'm like, I could get sausage, burger, hot dog. There is a meat that will be good. There are limited options. He took corn on the cob 1 overall.
That's very summery, though.
Yeah.
So is mine. Mine is a summer dish.
I think that matters is
We're
it's
arguing
a tomato.
this
It's
for
a tomato
6 years
because
in a
the
row.
Tomato,
Yeah.
you can only get good fresh tomatoes
Exactly.
in the summer, and you can't just have tomato as a side. So you need some cheese with
Correct.
it. So it's a tomato and a cheese. The tomato is really the summer part of it.
Correct.
But you need the burrata to like
But
make
Max,
it a full.
the
You're not just having
the
a
first round
sliced
part of
tomato.
it. The first round part of it.
You
Yeah,
had
no.
the same logic with corn on the cob.
Yeah, but I think corn on the cob is a worthy first round side.
We disagree, and you have scumbag tastes, as we've never had.
I think more people would agree with me.
Tomato versus corn is what we're arguing. I would rather have mine than a corn on the cob.
Okay.
I think corn on the cob is a more popular answer, but I personally
It's a more
would rather
prevalent answer.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it more often.
because the difference between corn is the same way though. Like the difference between a good tomato, a good slice of tomato, and a bad slice of tomato
big time.
is everything.
Yeah.
But like also the same thing. Like a good piece of corn on the cob is like you don't need anything.
I really
on
enjoy
it.
corn
Like,
on the cob. I do. But like, if you're like, oh, you took that in the first round, well, so did you.
So it was. This was the order. It was corn on the cob, baby lamb chops from Large, brisket from White Sox Dave. Chief took burrata salad 4th overall.
Yeah, if I could go back in time and take beer,
Carlton beer.
beer would be
that would have been. Yeah. I wish I went.
An
beer
ice cold beer.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I was worried about this. My side list was small, and I needed
Correct.
9 picks to
Yeah.
get back to me. Though that's the problem. If you would have took beer and
But but
context, that's all I'm saying.
contact. I agree.
Now, if you want me to agree with you, I think for sure, unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield's a different conversation. I was not really thinking of like the whole after hours aspect of
Yes.
everything, and you were right.
Thank you.
And I'll say that, yeah, because I like that song at that moment, but it was just
But like, for whatever reason, after I picked that song has been everywhere.
it has.
That
It's-
song
has.
sucks.
It does.
That-
It always. But it had like that song kind of goes in waves of popularity. I feel like.
That's me and McCarthy every time we go to the bars. The touch tunes we put on.
Awesome.
We put it on.
Great choice.
It's a good song.
I don't think anybody argued, and this is all
The clip
obviously
of you guys shitting on it, Carl looking like, what did he just do taking that song? It was like
think
an
of it as
absurd. The clip is out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like that was a distinction, but I said it was wrong.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm up. This one's really stupid, but I felt this way for a while. Like, same thing. We've all been in the situation where we get rental cars. Minivans are kind of solid.
I like a minivan.
That's a great pick. That's an awesome pick.
Dude,
Yeah.
you don't got to climb over the seat to get in the back. You just go through the middle.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
most of them are all.
There's no better Uber than when you see the minivan pulling up.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is how comfortable you are sitting in the seats and getting in and out. And it's just like when you get like the Highlander when you order an XL and you got to bring every seat down and you have like zero leg room in front of you. There's no worse feeling in the world. But when you get the minivan, it's like you struck gold.
That should be an Uber option.
Yes, I would pay
Yeah.
significantly more for Uber minivan.
That's a
than
great
Uber
pick.
XL.
Minivan's a great pick, and I feel like the captain's chairs were like a later adaptation. Like I remember our minivan, it was like a bench seat, but you're right, it was like a 2 and then a 3 in the back. So like you would get in the door and have like a clear path to the back.
Yeah.
But even the middle of the back is still comfortable because you
Totally.
get all of the leg room.
When we would do family trips, I used to like call the back, and everyone thought I was like, my sister would be like, "You're stupid," and I would just have the dog on the floor,
Yeah.
and I would lay across the back, and it was the absolute fucking best.
Oh,
Great,
good.
great.
That's
All right.
That's unbelievable value in the fifth
Great
round,
pick.
especially
Great
where
pick.
I'm going with
Quit
my
sucking
fifth
his
round
ass,
pick.
Dana.
No, I mean, listen, I grew up with a minivan family, and it gets a bad rap for some reason. People
does.
look down upon minivans, and it's like, it's just as effective as we just talked about as an SUV.
No, see, like
I feel like
if not more.
it became like known as like the mom car. And I
Yeah.
feel like it was
Yeah.
bad branding, but
And
they are.
like we've
well,
got
it
them on
is
the
a
road
mom
before too, and they drive well too. Like, have you guys driven one?
I don't think I've ever driven one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
lived in Jackson, Mississippi. That was our rental car for
Were we-
6 months.
And it drives nice.
And it was awesome.
Where we drive, it was a minivan we had in Arizona when Dave almost killed us twice, right?
Yeah.
So blind
Tom's
spots,
big head.
blind
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a conversion van family. I got lucky.
Conversion
there.
vans are sweet.
Those
too.
just rule though.
Yeah.
Those are just.
Those are-
I mean, those are
I feel like I
making
never
a huge
see those.
comeback.
Oh, really?
There's a guy that
I know,
parks
like
by
they
a car
do,
park,
like
van
I'm
life.
traveling the country, TikTok, YouTube shit. But I feel like I don't see him like, oh, here's a new.
There's a
conversion
guy
van
that
a
parks
lot.
at Eckhart for the summer and just lives there. I'll right up the street from here. I'll show you his van. He just lives there in the summer because he likes summertime shy.
All right, I'm glad you guys like that. I thought you guys would be like, "What the fuck is
No,
wrong with you?"
great pick.
But I
And they're if you're renting it for like a bachelor party or anything, it's more economical.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
White Sox, Dave.
I'll go Handmaid's Tale. I love this show. Top 5 show of all time for me. It's got one more episode left. What?
That is.
Ed's never watched a single
Shows are tough
fucking
because if you
second.
can't watch, if you don't know the show,
you
it's
can't.
tough to-
He's watched it.
to discuss.
And
But
he
I
didn't
feel-
like it.
No, I do like it.
No, you didn't like the pick.
I just feel like it's won awards. Like it's like a.
No one.
I
It's.
I feel
yes,
like it gets respect.
It gets respect. It doesn't get enough respect. I think it is the best show on TV. Like that's been season to season to season, not just like
But
a
you
one-off.
could always argue that. Like you'd be like Sopranos, yeah, it's great, but it's not even respected enough. It should be respected more.
This one, but have you even heard of it?
I just looked it up. No, that's the lady from.
Have you heard of it? Elizabeth
I've heard of
Moss.
it,
Yeah.
but I have no idea like what it's about.
It's
yeah.
so I think
It's a great show.
I think the just
Gets a lot of
a
respect.
brief synopsis of it will sell you on it. It is a dystopian. It's current day America there's a massive decline in the birth rate, and a far right like vigilant group of people overtake the nuclear arsenal from the United States, bomb the United States, and then the United States is effectively there. It doesn't exist anymore. So they're at war with Canada. They're at war with NATO. The United States that is in existence, it's a 2-star flag now. It's only Alaska and Hawaii. That's the only part of the United States that exists. They take they call them unwoman, and they enslave them and they rape them to breed more children, basically. It is very fucked up. It is very well acted, very well directed. It has won a ton of awards.
Its first season won 8 Primetime Emmy Awards from 13 nominations.
But
That's a lot of respect.
including,
it's a lot of
including Outstanding Drama Series.
I don't know if you can get more respect than that.
From the awards, yes, they get a ton of respect, as they should. They should be cleaning up every award ceremony, every Grammy or Emmy or whatever the fuck it is for TV.
And they are.
And they are, but like the people don't talk about it enough. It's not talked about enough like Game of Thrones was talked about, like The Sopranos was talked about. It should be fucking must-watch TV every single week. Every single week. And it, for whatever reason, it wasn't. Like even Peaky Blinders, I felt was more popular than this, and it's every bit as good as those shows.
I think that's a platform issue. Everyone has Netflix.
Everyone has Hulu for the most part.
All right, so you think it's a GOAT? Then I'll.
I think it's legitimately a top 5 TV show of all time for me. And as you guys know, more so than these two, I hate a lot of things, TV related and movie related, that a lot of people like. So for me to put it in my top 5, it means like I take that seriously, you know.
All right. No, I actually don't hate it. I just made that noise because when you don't know things, you instantly hate on them. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I just had
That's
no
very fair.
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
No opinion.
Dude, fucking watch it. Watch
yeah,
it. You will be hooked.
I'm always
It's-
looking for shows.
It's
great
insanely
show.
fucked
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Like insanely fucked up.
Max, you're up, Mr. Irrelevant.
This is very much going to be a Mr. Irrelevant pick. It is a personal thing that I have thought growing up, and I still believe it to this day. It may not be a national respect thing, but it is a very much local respect thing, and that Ryan Howard did not get enough respect in the in the early 2010s, late 2000s Phillies run of teams. Everyone talked about Chase Utley. Everyone talked about Jimmy Rollins. Everyone talked about Cole Hamels. And everyone got so mad at Ryan Howard because he struck out a bunch. And Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, Cole Hamels were the glue guys. Everyone rallied behind them, and everyone just loved to hate Ryan Howard. And if you go back and look at the numbers of Ryan Howard through those times, he was not only the best player on that team, he was the best player in baseball at that time. And people forget about Ryan Howard. He was so fucking good.
Can I tell you something, Max? I have respect for him in those times. He used to be my computer background.
Yeah, I
don't know why.
But there was something in Philly. There's not a lot of Philadelphia listeners on this show, or maybe there is.
For this show, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? Okay. Whatever. I know it's not Chicago. It is a very much a Philly thing to me that like people hated Ryan Howard during that run, and it made me so mad.
They hated him. I'm sorry. They hated him in Philly or nationally?
They hated like in Philly. People hated like he was like the guy on the team that everyone loved to hate, even though he was.
I mean, his 06 to
know that.
09 was.
Like,
he was so good.
He had like a couple 50 home runs.
Oh, yeah.
His
One.
MVP year, I think I might have it memorized.
Let's hear it.
I think he hit 313 with 58 homers and I want to say 179 RBIs.
Off by
49.
30. 49.
149.
You got the
140. Yeah, okay.
You got the other
That's a lot of RBIs that I was off by.
Yeah, that 5-year run was fucking absurd.
His prime was an awesome prime.
Yeah.
58 bombs is nuts.
58 is crazy.
58, 47, 48, 45, 31, 33, and then he
I think okay.
tailed
So
off.
recently I saw a stat from it was like Aaron Judge's like earlier in the year. Now he's like surpassed that. But it was like can you believe these numbers from Aaron Judge if you were to elongate it throughout an entire year? And I think it was 179 RBIs. I was like, these are the exact same numbers that Ryan Howard had in his MVP year.
Dude,
His MVP.
I like this pick. Yeah.
I do too.
He wasn't an all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
How does that make
How
any
can that
sense?
be?
Yeah,
No, he was.
No, it's there's no star next to
It was
him.
his
or the year
second-
before.
His rookie year, he was
the
not
year-
an
the
all-star.
He came up when he was 27. which
07 and
is-
08. He
Yeah.
wasn't an all-star.
Yeah.
He came up when he was 24. I actually remember that too. I'm looking at it right
He
now.
was good.
I remember him hearing he was like 28 his rookie year
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's-
Yeah, but it says I'm looking at it now. He was 24.
200 strikeouts in back-to-back years is tough.
He was a
He
Missouri
struck out a
State
ton.
guy, I believe.
That's why people hated him because he struck out a ton.
Yeah.
He
But
was
I don't
like
give
it-
a fuck about
He was
strike.
Adam Dunn. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, but sluggers in
He-
the late 2000s, you think of Pujols.
Yeah.
you think of
Loved
Josh
Ryan
Hamilton.
He
you know.
never left either.
No, yeah, he was there all along. He tore his Achilles. He had.
Never
There's a
the
little
same
bit of
after that?
there's a little bit of a Jason Tatum aspect here. He had some bad playoff series. I wanted to address that before I got out of here because real ball knowers would say something like that. But no, I was such a Ryan Howard defender growing up because there were some like times even in his bad years he was still driving in a fuck ton of runs.
So he
What did-
had
what-
he won the MVP, came in second 2 years later. He has a 3rd place finish, a 5th place finish, and then 2 10th place. That's a fucking run right there.
Yeah.
Nasty.
That's a
dude.
run.
I used to love him.
He was good. Good pick.
When they won in 8, right?
Honestly, he's one of
Was
those
that the
guys.
year he was bad in the playoffs?
No, 09 when they lost to the Yankees. He
Okay.
was bad. He was
He,
good in 08.
okay.
He was really.
he's like the most forgettable. Like,
Yeah, people
good
don't
player
talk
ever.
about
him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I think,
going 58, 47, 48, 45.
I think of
is-
Carlos Delgado more than him.
Ryan Howard was really good ball player.
He was in an Always Sunny episode.
He was, and Chase Utley.
And there also could be a thing of like, I say everyone hated him. It was probably just like my group of friends at the time hated him. Like I'm waiting for like someone to be like, "What do you mean people hated Ryan Howard?" It was just like my group of baseball friends hated him, and every day I just remember
I'll
fighting
actually
for Ryan
say
Howard.
that this is a bad pick because I think at the time, like on a national, I thought Ryan Howard was awesome during that stretch. Like I thought he got the respect that was due.
But we
now,
have,
with that
like,
said, like I
forgotten
haven't
about him.
thought
Yeah.
about him
Yeah.
in 15 years or whatever. But
He was the NLCS MVP in 2009.
so he
It-
did have a
it-
good playoff run.
He just had a bad World
he had a bad
Series.
he had a bad World
I think if
Series.
it's
But like
just-
that's really what it like comes down
I
to.
think if the pick is just Ryan Howard, that's a good pick.
Like, I will tell you, here's the top 5 home run leaders. The year he hit 58 bombs. It was Ryan Howard, David Ortiz, Albert Pujols, Alfonso Soriano, Lance Berkman. Aside from Berkman, you think of those other
Yeah.
3 guys.
Yeah.
Way more than Ryan Howard.
I
think
bet
about
you
Berkman.
nationally Soriano is probably as forgotten.
You think so?
I think so.
He
I'd
played
say
for the
level.
Yankees, Nationals,
yeah.
and Texas. That's like a lot of. And granted, it was short season. That's a lot of.
But he was really good for all of those.
He was like
all
a
of them.
40-40 guy who would get half of his numbers in June.
Yeah, until we fucking signed him, he was 40-40.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand watching him play baseball.
Same.
Oh, I loved Alfonso Soriano.
Did you?
I could not.
I mean, as a,
stand
I,
watching him.
It would
he
might
never
have been
played for one of my
unfair.
teams,
Yeah.
but I just thought when you're a kid, you just like you think guys are cool
Yeah.
baseball players. I thought he was awesome.
All right, let's do honorable mentions. Max, you got any?
Yes. Oh, this one is like so local. But the roast pork sandwich is better than the Philly cheesesteak, and everyone will say that the best sandwich out of Philly is the cheesesteak, but the roast pork sandwich is really it.
Okay. I'm interested in that.
It is almost it's has similar aspects of an Italian beef that of like you don't dip it in the au jus or whatever. But like you pour the liquid on top of it. You have a melted sharp provolone, and then you have a broccoli rabe or a sautéed spinach for this bitterness, and it is like a awesome sandwich.
I wish I would have drafted broccoli rabe.
I gotta get to Philly, dude.
Broccoli rabe is great.
It is
but
great.
the roast pork, I mean, I love a cheesesteak. A cheesesteak gets. I wouldn't even necessarily say that I like the roast pork more than the cheesesteak, but I like it just as much. And nobody will talk about it outside of Philly, but everyone talks about the cheesesteak.
Yeah, I was there for like a day.
I love Philly.
Oh, next time you go to Philly,
Philly's a great town.
I'll have to
get it. You can
spots.
even like any like. There's better places, obviously, but just go into like a local dive bar and ask for a roast pork sandwich. They'll give you a good roast.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. Anything else, Max, or no?
That was the one that I wanted, but it really only makes sense to. I think That's My Boy is a hilarious Adam Sandler movie.
Never seen that one.
It's so bad, but it is so funny.
Laugh out loud funny.
Like they're like all of the Adam Sandler post like Prime movies get a lot of shit as they should, but That's My Boy is a very funny movie, and I like that. Of course, Dana also is going to be on my side there.
It's one of those movies that when I saw in theaters at the present day, I was like disgusted, like so disappointed because I was like, man, like Sandler's officially lost it. And we watched it in Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah.
And like it was funny as fuck.
It's so
like
funny.
I've come back
That's
around.
my boy.
Yeah.
My group chat.
Oh, it's
my
funny.
group chat of friends from home is constantly sending in the quotes.
Oh yeah,
A decade now.
it's like the worst movie that like for some reason and like how old are you, Dana? You're what? Like,
32.
Yeah, so like in our like demographic age wise, for some reason everyone liked That's My Boy.
So funny.
Yeah. Chief, any left?
I thought about doing Greek food because I feel like that doesn't get talked about.
I had gyros on mine. We talked about it the other day.
Yeah,
Gyro.
but even like going to the Athenian room, like that place, the plastic silverware or the plastic plates, and they do a skirt steak amazing. It's just like that to me is like my favorite, like summer cuisine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Light
Anything else?
Mediterranean, yeah.
Greek
No.
food is what I eat when I
Feel
need
shame.
to take out, but I'm like, oh yeah, let's eat healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is pretty
Get the
healthy.
kebab.
pretty healthy.
It's
It
just like
is.
chicken, rice, and yogurt.
Chickpeas,
Yeah.
yogurt. It's
Yeah.
pretty healthy. It's like very healthy.
Yeah. That's why when we said the fuck, marry, kill, I would marry Greek food because you could eat Greek food every day and like not feel like a piece of
Yeah.
and like not
I tell myself that about Indian food.
I think you
no
can do that.
Indian food I feel like a piece of shit.
Nah, it's heavier.
so
Makes you feel
creamy
really
and-
full.
yeah.
But like, if you get a good cream that's like 3 ingredients, you're not gonna feel like a shithole.
It's just the heavy there's so much
It is
heavy-
heavier.
Yeah.
It is heavier.
Dana, you got anything else?
I have a bunch. I'll rifle through them. Halo 3, tortellini, Brussels sprouts, goat cheese.
You had a good draft. These are all bad picks.
Yeah, I know. Breakfast food for dinner, coleslaw.
That's a good pick. No, I like
do that,
breakfast.
I like
all the
breakfast
time.
food. For
No,
dinner.
but I like that.
Brenner.
balconies, groundskeeping cruise,
Balconies.
What was the last one?
groundskeeping cruise.
Okay.
Like golf courses specifically.
Yeah.
No love for how beautiful they keep their courses.
There's just a
Frozen
bunch of high
yogurt,
school kids.
Zamboni drivers, and strength and conditioning coaches.
I hate Zamboni drivers.
Why? I feel like they're just chilling.
They are, but like it's like you just drive in a circle. It's the easiest job, and they take forever. And then you're not allowed on the ice until they shut the doors. And if like you get a slow one,
But,
that's,
man,
like,
I want to know what you
do
think
it.
about that, Max. Strength and conditioning coaches. Like I feel like they're the, you get all these guys jacked for your college teams, and nobody really gives them respect.
No, I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
And that's always like the strength and conditioning coach is like the player's coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you hate them,
Nobody
but
talks
but
about
you
them.
love them.
Yeah.
Dave?
Anchovies. I like anchovies. Rogan told me to eat them, so I did, and I thought they were gonna be just like vomit. They're actually good.
I like Caesar dressing.
But I do too.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't see the fish, you know.
Right.
So I don't, out of sight, out of mind. I had them just straight out of can. They were, ironically, I brought them from Italy, but they were Spanish, and they were fucking awesome. I just ate them. I'm like, whoa, these are good. Women's sports, to Chief's point, and then Eddie, right here. We always just kind of make him the butt of the joke. Just kind of flip him around a little bit, you know. And Eddie deserves more respect than that.
I don't know if that's true, but I'll take it. I just have one. You guys have there's no way you guys know who she is, but she's an actress and she is phenomenal. Her name is Toni Collette.
I've heard the name.
I've heard that she's like older.
She's older, right?
She's older. She was the mom in The Sixth Sense.
I gotta Google her.
Toni.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard
familiar.
of her before.
I think she's the best actress on the planet.
I've seen her in
Yeah.
many things.
She looks like
Have you ever seen Hereditary?
No.
No. She
I've
was.
seen her in recent. Oh, she was
I was
Little
about
Miss
to-
Sunshine too, wasn't she? Wasn't she the mom in Little Miss Sunshine?
Maybe. Yeah, she was. She was in Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah.
Ed, I like watching scary movies when it's rainy and thundery out to set
Yeah.
the mood. I was thinking about throwing this on last night. Is
Watch
that
it.
good?
I
Good?
watch it. It's a great movie, and you will see how good of an actress she
Okay.
is. So,
She was Knives Out too.
yeah, she's legit. But that would have been too niche probably for me. All right, I'll read it off, then we'll vote someone out of here. Dana, bus drivers, minor league baseball games, Jason Tatum, Indian food, Nathan Fielder, Chief, women, TSA agents, soccer players, the leftovers, Chiefs former picks, Eddie, vanilla ice cream, truck drivers, bakery workers, Tim Duncan, minivans, White Sox, Dave, jockeys, Tedeschi trucks, garbage truck drivers, Tom Hardy, The Handmaid's Tale, Max, Arby's, Jersey Shore, eggplant parm, bullpen catchers, Ryan Howard.
Eddie, I gotta say, you had a great draft.
Thanks,
I
Dana.
think I'm with you on that thought.
I feel like this is like your thing. Like your whole thing is like giving people respect.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
so it's
What
just
dog
like,
walk with the built on, yeah.
exactly.
Lifting people.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like this is a money topic for
Yeah.
you.
Brain surgery.
Like I wasn't thinking any professions when I came in here. I was just
Yeah.
thinking of like
Well,
stupid shit.
Like, I've been truly meaning to make like a selfie video for a while about how much I respect bakery work.
Yeah.
Every time I'm there, I'm
that's-
like,
and then you had great.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
Minivan, I think. steals
Minivan
it.
was
Yeah.
That stole
money.
the show.
all right, who's off though? Is the tough part.
I don't think I did very well.
I liked your pick.
I like yours too.
The only one I didn't like was Arby's. I thought the other.
No, bullpen catcher was bad.
Yeah.
Who do you got, Max?
I want to say Chief just because he the pander pick of women. To be honest,
That's fine.
I heard him. Chief,
But then
who
it
you
looks
got?
like I hate women. So then
It does.
then it's a tough look for me.
That
to
will
say
be a
that.
blog next week. Max hates women.
Chief. Who do you got?
I voted for Dave because I think that Tedeschi Trucks and Handmaid's Tale and Tom Hardy are all given their due.
Not enough do. They should all be considered fucking all-time greats.
There's
You know.
limited. I looked it up. Limited tickets available for Tedeschi Trucks, so that means they're close to the
They got
30,000 capacity.
Those who know, and they will be at those shows.
But you said they couldn't sell out the United Center. They're selling out a place that's bigger than United
Ryan?
Center.
I will prove it to you after this show.
I think Keeg's at a
I'll-
point when he does that. That's kind of fucked up.
But to Dave's defense, he does this to everyone,
Yeah,
regardless
yeah,
of gender.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Dana, one. So it's one for Chief, one for White Sox. Dave.
Unfortunately, White Sox Dave.
Dave, who do you got?
I got Chief.
It was between you two. I thought you guys both knocked out of the park with TSA agents and jockeys. I held the women against you.
That's
a
the
little bit
women with
because it was. I think you could have like if.
I mean, I pivoted because I was
You
gonna
did.
I was
And
gonna take small business.
Yes,
and soccer-
yes. You hit a good recovery
Yeah.
for sure.
soccer players. I think they're perfectly respected as the pussies that they are.
And then Chiefs former.
I love that. That's
So
that's a
credit to
great
me.
take.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not in the soccer corners and not in the soccer hater corners
I'm
either.
not a soccer hater.
Soccer's just
You're not in the soccer hater corners?
I was just,
Yeah, you are.
No, it was a
I
good
wasn't
line.
allowed to
That was
play
a good
growing
line.
up.
Why is that?
my dad said soccer is for pussies. I wasn't allowed to play two sports, hockey because it was too expensive, and soccer because it would have turned me into,
That's the different of eras now. It's kids used to not be allowed to play soccer because they were pussies, and now you're not allowed to play football.
yeah.
But I still
'Cause
feel
everybody's
like
pussy.
Yeah.
I feel like 95% of kids I knew played soccer growing up.
I didn't play.
I played up
second
until
of-
you could play football.
Yeah, I think I played
Like-
until I was 10.
My mom wouldn't sign the football permission slip.
Damn.
Damn.
No, I could have been a star.
Yeah,
You got a football build for sure.
nice
Yo.
tight end.
Well, I was skinny back then, but receiver maybe.
Yeah.
When did you?
Get fat? College.
I was gonna say accumulate mass.
No, I was 175 pounds until I left for college. And
Damn.
then
Okay.
now I'm
But even with the
250.
I don't know, they're passing around picks from college. You weren't.
No, I was
fine.
yeah, 230.
It's really
probably.
Barstool.
Yeah.
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 It was COVID. It was COVID. Did it? Yeah.
Max, Dana, thank you. This was fun.
Thanks,
This is
boys.
great. This is great.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.